Good evening, model railroaders, and welcome back to the Second Section podcast, where it's some regular people just hanging out talking about model railroading. I'm your host, Andy Dorsch. Joining me live on location this evening from Luke Lemon's Sioux Second Sub, Mike Ostertag. Mike, what are you doing? How you doing?
Great. It's been a fantastic day today.
Yeah,
We had our
doing?
Winnebago Land Division fall meet down in Appleton area, and that was amazing. A lot of good models showed up. We had a nice little modelers roundtable last night. Some really good clinics. The Minnesota Fremo guys came over and did a clinic. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, those guys came over and did a clinic on how they got their Fremo stuff all squared away and set up. And that's really neat. That I really honestly think that that's going to end up being like the future of the way the hobby is going to end up kind of micro dosing, if you will, on things, because you're able to do so many things in such a small space. So if you're not able to have a layout, you could spare 2 foot by 4 foot. You can have a module for Primo. So it's really kind of neat, and their stuff is pretty top notch quality too. So
yeah, very cool.
And then we had a really nice little layout tour afterwards. Got to go and see Joel Weeks' Great Northern Layout today, and Emery. Oh man, I can't remember Emery's last name. What's that?
Lipke.
Yeah, right? Emery Lipke, his little layout, which is really neat. And then now we're over at Luke Lemon's house on the Sioux Second Sub doing a little operating session. And and matter of fact, here's Luke right here. We're kind of semi-live from Gill's Landing,
and the power is still on.
And the power is still
on. Well, welcome, Luke. Thanks for joining us this evening. And thanks for putting us up while you're having an operating session. I know it can be busy there.
Didn't register for this thing. Does this count for me?
What's that? For the Engine House gift card?
Do I have to register, or do I get to log in too, or you want?
Yeah, you're gonna have. You're gonna have to be a patron.
You're not gonna kill your internet. Just use your phone.
We need to get some road trades. So here's the gift.
Okay.
So anyways, Bernard from Mini Print says, "Can we take a look at the bridge behind us?"
There we go.
Yes, let's zoom in on that.
We got a little Osprey, a little Mini Prints Osprey up here in the telephone pole here.
Eagle.
There's an eagle right over here.
Can I say offer the Osprey after I had already got the eagle and painted the eagle to look like an Osprey? So I need to get an actual Osprey.
How's that look?
Wow, that looks awesome. So what are we looking at here? This is Gill's Landing. This is on the Sioux Second Sub. So this is on what body of water? What are we crossing here?
The Wolf River. Okay.
Wolf River, and this is wedged in between. Is it Wyawega and
Fremont?
And Fremont, Wisconsin. So there you go. So this is fantastic. So we're going to see trains rolling by behind Mike. And we're gonna have some people, some characters passing through this evening. So, and we'll bring them on here, and it's gonna be a fun show tonight. So, Mike, thanks for the intro. I do want to get to the rest of the team here that we have on the horn. So we have Paul Belmore is back with us. Rat Bag Rail Car. He had a great weathering episode with us. One of our best shows that we've had. Paul, how you doing?
I am great. Thanks for having me and having me join you guys tonight. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun evening. And then Mike Shanky, welcome back. How you been?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Looks like you're getting some work done at the layout this evening.
I am. I broke open the taco sauce.
Oh, there you go. Taco sauce time. And then from representing our friends over at Mini Prints, Bernard. Welcome back. How you doing this evening? I might have you on double secret mute, Bernard. So nope, still can't hear you. I must have unplugged you there. We'll get the producers on it here shortly, but why don't we check back in? Are you good now? I can't. Can you guys hear him?
No.
Oh, I wonder what happened to him. Well, he's gonna go and take a quick peek here. I think he's gonna have to
Can
rewrite.
you hear me now?
Now I can. I hear you clear as day.
All right, hang on. Settings,
There we go.
audio. Now can you hear me?
Clear as a bell.
Okay, but I can't hear you. It wouldn't be fun without technical issues.
And that's
How's
what we're
that?
here. That sounds great. Can you hear us?
All right. You guys chat amongst yourselves. I will work this out.
Yeah. So Bernard's here for Mini Prints this evening. He's got a special surprise for us. And we're going to talk about that surprise a little later.
I can hear you now if you can hear me.
We can hear you loud and clear, Bernard.
We're working.
Hey, how about that? See?
Okay,
So,
stop talking about me now.
Okay, well then why don't you talk about you and and give yourself a little plug for the people who don't know who you are.
Oh well, I'm a model railroader that somehow became a model railroad manufacturer. So I have a basement layout downstairs in a room 30 feet by 10 feet, and I modeled the Quebec Gatineau, which is a Genesee and Wyoming short line in HO scale.
Okay.
And I model it from Montreal to Quebec City, focused in on the Port of Trois-Rivières. And about 4 or 5 years ago, I wanted a beaver for my layout, so I 3D printed one. And ever since then, I've turned the layout on in the last 3 years 3 times.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so I'm afraid that the layout in the basement is now secondary.
Okay.
And I am spending all of my time in a commercial space about 15 minutes from my home, making little tiny ospreys and eagles and beavers and all sorts of little critters. So I've gone from railroader to, I guess, reluctant manufacturer by mistake.
Reluctant manufacturer. So your business is Mini Prints.
Yes, it is. And I make mini prints.
Mini Prints. So you're a 3D printing outfit, focusing on model railroading,
and preferably the weird and wild and different and strange and anything that is anything that's a little bit odd. I have to say, full disclosure, you're on the right tab there because Halloween is absolutely my favorite time of year.
Kidding.
And there's lots of fun stuff that you might not see on the typical model railroad 3D printing site.
Yeah, you got some really cool stuff, and I actually, let's see here, domestic animals. So I've purchased the dogs that you did some hounds a while ago.
Yeah, the hounds are right there. Yeah.
Yep. So I have some bloodhounds. Or I have bloodhounds in the house here. Her name's Gabby. She's quite a handful. And when I saw this, I was just enamored by it, and now I get to essentially encapsulate Gabby on my layout forever. So, and then your eagle prints and the birds, the fidelity on them is just amazing.
It's amazing what the printers can do nowadays.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So I absolutely love your stuff. And then I did get the let's see, I think it was the grain out or the grain conveyor, the auger.
The auger, yeah.
Yeah, that is a cool print. Let me see. It should be. Is it in here yet?
Is it in vehicles? I don't know where I put it. Probably objects would be my guess.
Objects, okay. But anyways, really, really love. Let me see here.
There are 2 of them. There's the grain auger, and then there's the portable auger, which is actually a conveyor. There's the grain auger.
Yeah, so here's the grain auger here, and I have this, and this is a really cool setup. and then there's the other one too. Really like that, and so these can't wait to get these painted up and in use on the layout. So, and then you can use them, grain fertilizer. The application that I'm going to be using it for is for wood chips.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's going to be really, really cool. And just the detail that you get on the print is absolutely stunning. That
I want to know, why did Tony Dixon walk away? Don't walk away, Tony. Well, maybe Tony will win a gift card tonight.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. So what are we doing here? You said something about a gift card.
Yeah, well, I think we're giving away a gift card, aren't we?
We are.
Yeah,
to mini prints, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Whenever. Totally.
Yes. So
but I gotta show you what I'm working on now, because this is my favorite. You probably won't see it, but it's really hard to see.
Bring you up on the big screen here.
But I don't know if you can see that that is a clear resin floating woman.
Wow.
Oh, kidding.
Okay. And I've got a fiber optic cable in there.
Yeah.
And let me just turn try turning the light on my cell phone, see if I can get this to work. There we go. There's the light on my cell phone. So let's see if this will, there we go. So let's see if I can.
Oh, look at that.
Hold on. The key is fiber optics are great, but you got to get them like really bang on, right?
Yep.
So I got to hold the phone up at the same time. Get it exactly on.
Look at that.
So she glows.
So cool.
Yeah, she totally lights up and glows, and you get this total glowing ghost.
Iridescent
Oh,
ghost.
it's unbelievable. It's so much fun. I know it's hard to here. If you go back to the website, you can see a picture of it. But I'm just having so much fun with this stuff.
Yeah, it was actually on the home page, wasn't it?
It is, yeah. And that's what I love doing. I love sort of, experimenting and pushing things and, doing things that are a little bit different, because, we all need glowing ghosts on their layout, right? Yeah, there you go.
Look at this. This is really cool.
Yeah.
That is really cool.
I'm having a ton of fun. I mean, of course, there's the scanning. I scan Mike, and Mike, I'm getting your stuff out in the mail. It's Thanksgiving weekend in Canada this weekend. We have our Canadian Thanksgiving a bit before you guys, but all of your figures are printed. And if you go to the mini-me section on the website, not right now, but Mike, next week, you'll see that you're listed.
That's awesome.
Right.
Thank you very much. That's going to be so cool. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to get them and paint them up.
Yeah, and you'll love mini prints too, because everything we do is an S scale. So we, as my friend Trevor says, we produce things in the superior scale.
There, S stands for superior.
That's right.
Trevor Marshall. Yes. Very good. So I tell you what, let's do the giveaway for the gift card at 8:30.
Perfect.
After this evening, after I get through a handful of some administrative notes, I do want to kick over to the section crew right now. So in the live stream this evening, in the chat, we have about 100 people and a handful on Facebook. We're also pumping this out to the Facebook group. So we got quite a few people out here tonight. So how this is going to work is we're gonna kind of do a live call-in show tonight. We're gonna do some giveaways. We're gonna talk about what we're drinking here. So it's Brew with the Crew. So tonight I'm rocking an autumn Moscow Mule. So this is something my wife concocted. I had it. It's pretty darn good. And I got a couple of beers in reserve back here just in case things get out of hand. So we'll go through that. We'll do a giveaway. I'm going to throw the StreamYard link in the live stream chat. So if anyone wants to hop on, we'll get you in. We'll talk about what your modeling interests are, all that good stuff. Then at right around 9 o'clock tonight, we're going to do the Patreon drawing. and that's going to be the big one for the $100 gift card if you're a Patreon member to Engine House Services. We'll bring some more section crew people on, talk a little bit, check in with the folks over at Second Sub, and then we're gonna do what's on your workbench. And we're gonna up our game on what's on our workbench this evening. So the winner, and that's decided by the crack crew on the call here this evening, is going to get. They're going to get the winner. We're going to start sending out T-shirts, second section T-shirts for the workbench of the week winners here. So you get the section crew on the back. Our beautiful.
Do I
beautiful
qualify?
logo. Mike, I gave you one.
Oh.
So
I'm sorry.
okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
My bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and then so yes, Rule G is suspended for tonight, Mike Slater. So just have a good time with us. And speaking of suspending Rule G and all that, let us know what your brew of choice is tonight. Can be something of the hard variety, could be Dr. Pepper, could be a cup of tea. All good, all welcome. So throw that into the chat this evening and we'll pull a couple up. But I do have a couple administrative notes I do need to get to here before we get into the fun. First things first, this show's all about the section crew this evening, and we would not be anywhere without you guys. So we started this podcast December 8th, 2021, with 0 subscribers. We eked over the 1,000 sub mark last year at the year mark, and we've doubled our growth this year. So we're at 2,184 subscribers. So thank you all who tune into the second section week over week over week. That equates to something to the tune of 143,000 views, 64,000 hours of watch time. Our audio version's been downloaded 35,000 times in over 53 different countries. And
wow.
we got over 1,000 people in our Facebook group, Second Section Podcast, and it's a fantastic model railroading community. It's unbelievable. The posts that we get in there, the questions, the people that are eager to help. And I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. I know that, you guys are what keep us going. So thank you.
Yeah,
thank you very much.
That's crazy. Andy, remember when we talked about this, we weren't even sure how long we were going to be able to maintain this and to do it, and whether or not anybody would actually kind of catch on to what we were trying to do. And
yeah,
it's amazing because now, we've made so many new friends, made so many new connections, not only with model railroaders, but with other content creators.
Right.
And it's really been a lot of fun. And, it's just one of those things where like I went to the RPM down in St. Louis, and I wasn't even registered yet. And I was getting asked stuff about the show, and I was standing in line to get registered. I mean, it was kind of like I was a little taken aback by it because of the fact that I'm like, it's just me. I'm just me. I'm not anybody special. So it's like, I huge thanks to everybody that's watched and listened and contributed and, given advice and all the guys like Mike and Paul and Bernard, coming on the show, and all the guests that we've had. It's just, we could not have made it this far without all of your support and with all of, like Andy was saying, you guys made the show. It's the vessel. You guys make the show.
Yeah, I agree. And then I do have to make an apology up front to the section crew. This Tuesday we were supposed to have a show, but I got bamboozled at work, and it carried on into the show time, and it wouldn't have been fair to Mark Herrick to essentially bring it on all late, not have everybody here. So I'm going to be rescheduling with Mark. because he put a lot of hard work into the show. And again, I apologize to him. And I felt terrible, but like I said, it wouldn't have been fair to him. So we'll get Mark back on, and we'll get going from there. And so, and then hopefully sometime in November. I'll have to, I'll have to call him and see if he still wants to come on the show, even though we bailed on him. So, but anyways, so kind of getting into the theme of the night here. So let's do Mike Shanky. Let's talk about you a little bit. What are you working on tonight? I see you're in front of the layout. So what do you got going on?
Well, today got a whole bunch of little things done. Re-speed matched all my locomotives.
Okay.
I slowed it down to try to increase the runtime. It was a little too slow, so I sped everything up. But I'm working on my custom CEFX 6002. Got the taco sauce on. Putting that on. Put the air conditioner on today. And just getting this one prepped for my unit grain trains tonight.
So what's your model railroad all about?
So I'm out of the Wisconsin and Southern, and now since I have an era, thanks to Luke over at the Sioux Second Sub, it's his fault.
Yeah.
My year that I'm kind of going with is around 2015.
Okay.
And so around 2015, they had the unit grain trains going through the southern part of the Wisconsin Southern, where it was BNSF. And then they had this CEFX unit going through. And I found a video of it and thought that would just be kind of cool to do. So I went down the rabbit hole.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. That's awesome. So how long have you been modeling the Wisconsin Southern then?
Oh, that's a good question. Probably 5-6 years, but didn't really start modeling it till probably about 2-3 years ago.
Okay.
You start to narrow your scope, which really makes it easy at swap meets.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it keeps you out of the trouble.
I tell you what, I know one thing for a fact. You certainly didn't start weathering anything until let's see, about a year ago.
Oh, probably not.
Maybe not even a year ago.
Yeah, no,
and you've come how far with doing it. It looks amazing. You're doing such nice work.
I don't know how many times I came down here and I literally just sat with the brush in my hand, just looking at it, and I just couldn't do it. I had all my reference photos, and you would just sit and you hit that mental block. So, I mean, I get the mental block when guys are afraid to, doctor up $100, $200, $300 locomotive. I get it. But, just do it.
Just do it.
Start doing. I did a custom.
Honestly, Mike, I'm actually in the same boat you were in, because now I have my Farland terminal switch engine. I want to start weathering it, but I really like the way it looks unweathered, and I'm afraid I'm going to screw the whole thing up if I do it the wrong way. So I'm really hesitant about doing that, even though I know I just have to, like you said, just suck it up and do it. And it's so. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks, that thing is going to start looking a little dirtier.
Yeah.
And that's something that I got all these rolling stock. I haven't even started yet. And it's just, I'm at that point with my rolling stock, but something that I want to do to help the next person that hits that wall. I did a 40-foot boxcar Milwaukee Road from my Sioux Line 1003 train. It's a custom. It's a 1-of-1. Redid it. I destroyed that boxcar 3 times building it, and I had to reorder it 3 separate times. And trying to find the car alone was already hard enough to find the right one to start with. I think for almost every failure, instead of it hitting the can, it's got to go up on like a wall of shame and just be like, look, I did it. Here it is. And it makes a good story.
Yeah.
There you go.
I think I even completely melted a car too, just because I put the wrong type of paint on too soon with another one. It reacted and it just completely melted it. I
Oh
wish I still
man.
had that. I really wish I did.
So we got Rat Bag here. He could probably talk to us about weathering, couldn't he?
Yeah.
What have you been up to? I see.
Well, you guys don't want to know what has happened here. So
Oh, we don't.
I've had a flooded basement. So
Oh no.
we've had
No.
we've had a summer of rain, and I actually had a vacation day, and I don't even know why I took this random day, and I was at home with my sons, and I made a coffee, came downstairs. It was pouring rain outside, and I can hear my sub pump going off, and it's not stopping. And then I went over to where it's at. It's underneath actually my workbench, and I took the lid off, and I can see the water is just coming up, and I'm like, oh no. Yeah, so it flooded the one end of the basement, but I do have the floor drain, so it ran into the floor drain. So I only lost I'm probably only going to lose the trim and stuff in that section.
Oh, that's good. That's okay.
Yeah.
So, so then I put a bigger sub pump in, and then we had another huge rainstorm, and I was looking at the sub pump, and I'm staring in the sump, and then I felt my neck getting wet, and I'm like, oh, maybe the pump that I put in is too big. I crack a pipe or something, turn around, and then my basement window wells looked like a giant aquarium, and water was.
Oh my gosh.
So I got nailed the second time, and yeah, so.
So it's triage.
That. Yeah, and it turns out it's so my side yard is actually my neighbor's backyards, and 7 houses drain down the side of the yard, and there's like a swale that's designed in there, and because they built their pools and some built a garden, they covered in the swale. So yeah, so now I talked with the neighbors, and I told them we could fix it. We can either litigate or mitigate. What do you guys want to do?
Yeah, right.
Everybody's agreed now, so they've all hooked their eaves troughs and stuff to a tile. So I've curved it a bit, and then I don't know. You get kind of discouraged to build anything because I was afraid it was just going to get swamped again. So just a pause in the building, and now that it kind of fixed, I'm just going to start getting back. And then obviously I've talked to you guys before. We're co-owners of a campground, so in the summertime I spend all my time there, and since the campground's coming to a close and we've have like a giant electrical project going on, just doing my time there, and then I'm diving back into my model railroad stuff. I just can't wait to actually get back down here and start working on the layout again.
Yeah, I hope that you get back to it. And Are you still intending to keep up with the YouTube as well, posting updates when you get some stuff done?
Yeah. So obviously I got to clean because of the flooding, right? My layout actually became the shelf that everything goes on to get everything off the floor. So yeah, I got some big plans. I got some things I want to do. I got some stuff I want to do with you guys, and yeah, I want to be able to still do that part 2. To continue that weathering, the
weathering clinic.
Yeah. And
okay.
I definitely want to get back on the railroad, and because I get messages all the time. What happened? Why am I stopping? And
yeah,
so I just got to get back on that horse again.
Sounds good. Well, I tell you what, after the show, why don't we tag up and we'll get you penciled in for weathering part 2.
For sure. I got some other tips and tricks to show you guys with different materials this time.
Maybe something that Mike could use on his locomotive.
Yeah, I'll teach him how to not to be so worried about making a mistake, because it's these washable effects, right?
Yeah. So we're getting on to 8:30 here. It's almost time to draw, but
hi, Ray.
Someone snuck into the studio.
I think I must have clicked on the wrong StreamYard link. Am I in the right place?
I think so.
I think I got lost
Welcome,
on
Ray.
the internet. What's happening, guys?
Hey, not much. So we have Ray Arnott here from the Around the Layout podcast joining us.
I tried to cover up. I changed the branding tonight, so I don't have
Hashtag not
anything
sponsored.
I don't have anything formal. So
Hashtag not sponsored.
Yeah.
How you doing? Thanks for joining us this evening.
Yeah, I'm doing great.
Yeah.
And good to see you guys on. And I don't know what the heck Mike's doing down there. It looks like he's
so Mike's at an operating
it's like
session
it's like the Blair Witch Project down there in that
Yeah.
far right corner.
We'll pull him away. So you're just in time, Ray, for the big the first giveaway of the evening.
Oh, look at that. That's awesome.
Yeah. So I tell you what, let's come back to you in just a hot minute. But it's 8:30, well, at least 8:33 by my sundial. Bernard,
Yes.
what do you have for us this evening?
Oh, well, how about a $50 gift card to miniprints.com?
That sounds fantastic.
That's amazing.
Does that sound
Wow.
good?
That sounds amazing. I can't
All
believe it. So I tell you what, what we'll do is we'll do our normal. We got 100 people, almost 100 people in here. We're going to do hashtag mini prints. So I'm going to put it in the chat.
Actually, hashtag miniprints3D.
Hashtag mini prints. Hashtag. Well, okay. All right. So there we go. So Bernard put it in there. So we're going to do hashtag mini prints 3D.
Yep.
So what I need you guys to do is, whoopsie doodle. I need you guys to start putting hashtag mini prints 3D into the chat, and I'll be collecting those, and we're going to do a drawing here after a couple of minutes. Okay, so hashtag mini prints 3D. And let's start collecting comments. Everyone get your comments in there. And then once we get back here let me ask Bernard first. So how's this going to work? So if we were to get the winner in touch with you, you can email them the code directly.
I will do that. Yeah. Let me know who the lucky winner is and their email. And we will correspond, and I will send them a special top secret code that gives them top secret code just for them, linked to their email address. That gives them a $50 US credit at miniprints.com. And we have a special promotion on right now that every single order until Friday the 13th gets a free set of jack-o'-lanterns in the scale of your choice. So even if you don't win, you can still, every order is a winner because you get the free jack-o'-lanterns.
You can't pass that up.
Well, it's kind of fun because, like I said, Halloween is, it's the fun time of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
And the other thing I should mention, and now is probably a decent time to mention it, is I'll be at Timonium next weekend. I don't know if any of you guys are going down to the Timonium show in Maryland, but I'll be there doing live 3D scanning.
That's fantastic.
Ray, are you going to Timonium there, Ray?
I just want Bernard to say that state name again.
Maryland.
Like you gotta learn to roll that. You gotta Americanize that name. That's Maryland. That's Maryland.
Maryland.
Yeah, like America.
Maryland. Like America. Maryland.
Like I'm up on the roof.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep. There you go.
Okay, well, I guess as a token Canadian, I gotta say I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. That's okay. So, one other question, Bernard. So, what's your show schedule look like this year? So, you're talking about Timonium. You going anywhere else in the near future?
For sure, Springfield. I mean, Springfield is the Super Bowl, right? So, I unfortunately, when I'm at a show, I'm not feeding the printers, and those little beasts need constant feeding. So, I don't do too many shows, just because it's a lot of driving and a lot of time on the road. Don't get me wrong; it's fun. I really enjoy the shows. It's getting out, meeting people, and scanning, and it's more fun than sort of sitting in the studio.
Sure.
but I have to pick shows carefully. Timonium I went to last year. It was a really good show, well attended, and I thought it was a lot of fun. So I'll do Timonium again next week, but then the next big show will be Amherst, Springfield, the Big E.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. That's awesome.
Yeah,
So
and last year was my first time, and if you've never been, it's everything they say and more.
really, Ray,
Oh.
you've been
To Amherst a few times at least. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
my
oh my
backyard.
goodness.
It's about 45 minutes away from my house. So
and Paul's been there 3 times as well. Oh man. So this is a like a pilgrimage that everyone has to make.
If
Well,
you
it's
haven't,
fun to
if
go
you
on.
haven't done it, you have to go. You have
Really?
to do it at least once. It takes you all day to do the whole show.
You have to put up Tim's comment, Tim Moran. He's got a good comment there.
Yeah, Tim Moran.
Yeah, Moran. Yeah, it is a bucket list thing. It is 100%.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to see if we have it in the budget.
We don't.
we don't. That was an easy answer. Andy's got the books open right in front of him.
Yeah,
He knows.
I got it right here.
He's got the dollars
we're
right there.
We're blowing the whole wad on the giveaway tonight. So that's it.
You
That's
spent
all I got.
That polo shirt you got on, Mike, there's your budget right there. Yeah.
Exactly.
So here, I mean, here's a really cool comment from Comments. Chris, how cool is model railroading? We have second section Ray Arnott mini prints, and we got Rat Bag here. So this is fun.
Wow,
this is
that's
fun to
very
get us all
kind.
together.
Yeah.
So thanks, Chris.
It is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
See, I think if Mike and Andy came to Amherst and they were driving out, I'd almost want to fly to Wisconsin and then ride with them back out to, just because the car ride would be something to definitely be reported on at least, let alone a good time to sit in the back seat.
We've been, Mike, you and I have gone on some fairly long road trips together, haven't we?
Yeah, we've done some things together, and we still survived.
Yeah. And we still hang out together too.
We still like each other. I mean, it's,
the bar is set at survive. Yeah.
Yeah.
All
right.
Tony Dixon, I just see a comment. You should email me. Yeah, that one right there. You should definitely email me with the information on that, because I've actually never been to Iowa, and that would be fun.
Dyersville's cool. Field of Dreams.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That movie was filmed in Dyersville, Iowa.
Well, I'm starting to get into the farm stuff. Like I did the chipper. That's
here.
the little,
Hold on a sec.
I'm trying to
get you back up here. You got any other prints though? That looks cool.
Yeah, I did the wood chipper, and that's the one that I see Mike H.O. Trains is on the stream. He's painted these up, and if you haven't seen his work, he does some of the most beautiful painting and detailing.
Yeah.
And you can see them at the Mini Prints website. But then I started to do, I did a manure spreader. I'm just seeing if I don't have the manure spreader here. But yeah, farm equipment's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I saw you had anhydrous tanks there too, the nurse tanks.
The nurse tanks. Yep.
Yeah. So that's cool.
The augers.
I need some of them.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Yes, you do. What about tractors, Bernard? Otter Creek and Rio Grande asked a question there.
Yeah, I think one of my most popular objects is an Oliver 77. And that was requested by a friend and a guy named Josh Bauman, who's about an hour and a half east of here. And I just actually went and visited his farm a couple weekends ago. And he does a lot of repair on agricultural stuff. And he's got one of everything. He collects farm equipment. So, you walk into his barn and it's like a museum. It's like walking into, like the Henry Ford Museum, but it's all tractors and stuff. So he's given me a few ideas, but he wanted the Oliver 77s and they turned out beautifully. I think I see Tom Johnson on here earlier. He's done some beautiful
work. He has.
Detailing those Olivers. His work on the Olivers is absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, here's I'd love to see some 3D printed wharf details like derricks, cranes, etc.
Yeah.
There's
it's
possible.
it's endless. It's just time. I wish I really did have a shrink ray gun, because I would walk around and just, take my shrink ray gun and I'd just be like shrinking everything.
Yeah. Cool. I think that would be really fun to walk around with a shrink ray. So if you find one, let me know. I'd like to play
I'm
with
working
you.
on it. I'm in the top secret on this. I've there, you can see the rocket ship behind me, but in the top secret lab, I've been working on the shrink ray gun.
All right.
Yeah.
So I think you want to give something away?
Sure. How do we do
All right.
this?
So what I'm going to do, we're going to go ahead. I'm going to bring up the StreamYard giveaway tool here.
Oh, okay. You got something here?
I got something here with the hashtag. Right. We're collecting all the hashtag mini prints 3D.
All right.
We're going to share that. What?
Am I still not eligible?
You are not eligible, Mike. So we're going to do the draw right now. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, clicky click.
Oh, wow. Look at this.
Holy cow.
Fancy.
Yeah. Spare no expense here at the second section.
You got to teach me how to do this.
Jonathan Turner.
Job.
That is amazing.
Congratulations on winning the $50 gift card to Mini Prints this evening.
I keep that up. I gotta get a picture of that. Actually, I'll do a screen snap. There we go.
Yeah, so absolutely.
We'll document this.
Yes.
It's official.
It is official. Make sure you send you can send me a DM, a direct message at Andy Dorsch on Facebook with your contact information. And we'll get that over to Mini Prints and we'll get you that gift card. Dude, sweet. Congratulations.
The comment has failed to post the second section podcast. Okay, I tried to put up my email address, but I guess it won't let me. But if anyone wants to reach me, it's really simple. It's bernard@miniprints.com. And you can, if you have any questions or requests, or if you want to send me pictures of tractors, anything, sometimes people like to send their requests in to me.
Did I get that right, Bernard?
You did. Yeah, that's it. Nicely done. Thank you.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. So well done, Jonathan. Congratulations. And enjoy the Mini Prints. And thank you so much, Bernard, for coming on and making that possible for us this evening to do that.
Oh, so. My pleasure. And definitely, if anyone in the chat is at Timonium, even pop by if you want to get scanned. But even if you don't want to pop or get scanned, just pop by, say hi. It's great to meet everyone.
Yeah,
and bring Bernard stickers.
Yeah, I love stickers. That's true. I'll trade you some Mini Print stickers.
There you go. All right, gang. So I did promise that we'd bring the section crew into the chat this evening. So I'm going to go out there and throw the link out into the chat at my own peril here. So if you want to join us this evening, have a hangout with us, talk about some stuff, tell us what you're doing. I think the max is 12 in the room tonight. So we'll have to shuffle you in and out. But we'd love to have you on the show. All you need is a camera. Mike's doing it from his phone, so it's not too hard. So if you want to pop on, let us know. But Ray, you've just joined the crew here this evening. What have you been up to?
Well, I've beyond the podcast, that I know that we've both have had this conversation that sometimes the hobby within the hobby takes you away from the hobby, but for me, it's been just doing some weathering. I'm not weathering, decaling. I'm thinking about weathering because I got that beauty sitting behind me that just came back from Weather My Trains. But I've been doing some decaling. I've got these 2-bay covered hoppers that I'm starting to put some G&WR decals on, trying to replicate the cars that take calcium chloride from Rochester, New York to
that's cool.
Plainfield, Connecticut in real life, and eventually get them on my layout and get that realism kind of thing put in there. So I'm working on that, and boy, just trying to keep up. It's been a whirlwind, and it's awesome to see the success you guys are having, and the relationship that we have between this podcast and yours has just been absolutely phenomenal. And I love collaborating with you guys and getting in chats with you guys after the shows and in between shows, and just sharing ideas and a whole lot of laughs too. So that's been an absolute blast.
Yeah, it's been a fun ride, and I just want to say thanks for just kind of being there with us and kind of helping us out. You helped me out with all the tech, and
got you kicked off a stream one of those nights. Yeah, that was
that was a good time.
Yeah,
that was a real good time.
I tell you what, I really appreciated that. That was awesome.
We made Mike sweat.
I wake up in a cold sweat every once in a while just thinking about that night.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes you got to kick the little birdie out of the nest and see if it can fly. And Mike was able to fly. He did it. He was able to host without Andy for quite a while. It seemed like probably felt like hours for Mike, but it was at least a 45-minute run.
It was like what, about a half an hour or so before you guys.
I went out and walked the dog, and it was great. I got a lot of chores done while Mike was holding the fort down for me.
It's funny, the little behind the story. I just Andy was just adjusting a level, and all of a sudden, poof, he goes, and Mike's there, and he's interviewing. He's trying to hold the fort, which he did well. Yeah. And then I'm messaging Andy I'm like, hey, where'd you go? And he's like, I can't get back in. I'm like, oh man. Then he's rebooting his computer, and then he comes back in, and it was quite a
and then I'm sitting there sending him messages like, what the hell happened? Stuff like, where'd you go,
buddy? Sink or swim. Yeah. So we got we have 3 new people joining us this evening, and I think we max out at 10 according to StreamYard. So once we get some people on and in, we'll shuffle in a couple of more here. Hollywood Squares, that's right. So we got Tim Garland.
Hey everybody.
Tim, that voice sounds real familiar. Where are you from? I've heard that before.
Way down south.
Way down south. So Tim, you're being fairly modest. I've heard that voice on YouTube a lot in my model railroading days. Why don't you introduce yourself and tell us what you've been up to.
Well, I'm Tim Garland. I own and operate the Seaboard Central Railroad. And you may have seen some of the box cars that was offered by Home Shops LLC. And, been on YouTube for a number of years. I'm like Mike. I'm also a locomotive engineer. I work for Norfolk Southern. Been doing that for 27 years. So I'm around the same age as Mike. I'm going to be leaving in a little less than 7 years. I'm out. So I can't wait for that. So I can be full time on the Seaboard Central. So I say my day job is really research for my model railroad.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. So I really enjoy the YouTube channel. Keeps me moving the layout forward, and it's a great way to document my progress on the layout, doing the monthly updates and everything. So,
oh man,
I'm on Eastern Standard Time, so a lot of times I don't get to see your live show. I'm always having to do a replay because I have to get up early in the morning.
Yeah.
But when you do it on Saturday, I thought I'd join in tonight. So happy to be here.
Thank you so much for joining us. I know the Seaboard Central's been one of my favorite channels out there because I learned so much, and with my freelance railroad that I have going on behind me, the Seaboard Central's been a big influence on that, and how you do like your locomotive roster is essentially helping me shape mine. So I do appreciate like all the background story that you put into it, and all the time that you take to put those videos out. So personally, for me, thank you for doing that.
I appreciate that. And I've got some videos. I'm going to talk more about the locomotive roster and how I'm developing it.
Yeah.
So I can try to make it look more like a realistic regional Class 2 railroad and what they would typically be operating versus your Class 1s or even your Class 3s.
So you're building a layout right now. It's HO scale, right? How
Right.
big is it?
Well, I'm starting it in just sections and letting it just continuously grow. It'll end up taking about 3/4 of my basement when it's finished. I have a ranch house, so I've got a pretty large basement. The
Yeah.
layout will end up being roughly 20 by 40 when it's finished, and it'll be in 3 separate rooms. So right now, I've just started at a good natural starting point, and I'm doing it just. It's not the typical way people build model railroads. A lot of people will build all their bench work, put all their track work, and then eventually they'll get around to doing scenery and everything. I'm building complete sections as I go, and I wanted to operate the layout from the very beginning on a small section and just let it expand from there. And that I get the most enjoyment out of that because that keeps the juices flowing and it keeps me excited about coming down and doing more, and avoids the burnout that a lot of people get by trying to build something huge all at once. And so this way I can enjoy the layout and keep building it as I go.
That's awesome. So like recently, what's been your favorite project to work on? You've done so much in the last year. Like what's been your favorite?
Well, try to
that you've done?
diversify things. I'll make a list. A lot of times I'll be sitting on a locomotive, and while I'm waiting on a conductor or stopped at a stop signal or something, I'm making a list of things I need to accomplish on the layout during the course of the month. And I try to have 4 to 5 things going at the same time, whether it's doing another locomotive, whether it's working on the scenery or working on weathering a car or whatever, or some kind of electronics or wiring, or there's something that needs to be done, or going back and fixing something that needs to be corrected on the sections I've already done, whatever. But probably the things I enjoy the most are scenery and weathering. The things I enjoy the least are wiring. I even enjoy bench work to an extent, but I contract a lot of my work out because I would rather pay somebody to put a decoder in a locomotive than I would, and that way I can let them worry about that part, and I can focus on other parts of the layout that I actually enjoy doing.
Yes.
So like somebody was saying, Mike was saying he was worried about weathering a locomotive, and I was that way before. I would pay somebody to weather a freight car or a locomotive. I remember paying Bradley DCC like $70 to weather a boxcar for me, just like a prototype. And I was so afraid to weather something. And finally, I watched some videos by Mont Confalone, who was a huge influence for me in his weathering series. And I thought, well, I'll do the same thing he's doing. And once I started practicing on some cheaper cars, it gave me I was able to say, oh, you know what? I think I can take on something a little more, pricey. And so now I just do it. And you learn to cover up mistakes. That's the best thing you can ever do is when you screw up something, is figure out how to cover it up so nobody else can realize that you had a mistake in the first place.
That's spoken like a true artist, right? Isn't that the adage of artists that they say, we're not really that good. We're really good at fixing our mistakes or covering them up.
Yeah.
I've heard that a ton of times, but that's awesome. I don't know. You'll see rolling behind me. There's the Seaboard Central car from Home Shops rolling tonight. So
I hope to have some more done by him. That was
really
a real fun thing. Yeah. Hopefully there'll be some more cars in the future.
Oh, that's awesome.
That would fit the Seaboard Central Railroad. And I started the Seaboard Central when I was 20 years old back in 1990. And for a long time, I kept it current, just like Eric Brewman's Utah Belt, who was my biggest inspiration.
Yeah.
And then 2015, a couple of things happened where I just stopped the clock. I married my second wife, who's a big supporter of my hobby, and and also those cars I was talking about that I had paid him to weather were fallen flag cars. And it would be just like a patched fallen flag car. Well, they don't stay that way forever. Eventually a railroad will paint them. But they were such unique paint jobs on these old cars that were now belong to a short line or a regional railroad. I didn't want to paint them because they had great weathering jobs, rust and everything showing on them. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to stop the clock right here at summer of 2015, and we'll go from there. So
that's super cool.
Yeah,
that's super cool. Anyone else in the Brady Bunch here have questions for Tim? I know I've been dominating the conversation, so have at her. Nothing? All right.
Come on, Mike. This is your time to shine. This is how you host. Come on, buddy.
This is it.
I couldn't hear anything else on because of the something went screwy. I'm back deep in the bowels in Luke's basement, and it's. So, what was the question?
I just was curious if anyone else here on the phone or on the call this evening had any questions for Tim. It's, he's got a really good layout going and documents it really well. And if there was anything, I know that if anyone had any burning questions that they want to talk to him about, otherwise I'm just going to sit here and talk to you guys all night and everyone's going to get bored. So I just figured you'd give everyone else a chance.
I got a question for Tim.
Yeah.
All right.
Excuse me. Say hi to Mike. Hello.
Hey,
Okay.
hey, Mike.
Hi, Mike.
Okay. So the question I have is, you and I've got pretty much, like you said, we're pretty much carbon copies, just different parts of the country doing a little bit different thing when it comes to career and hobby, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you're at work, how much inspiration are you drawing for the Seaboard Central out of the garbage that we have to deal with at work, and say, I have to try to do that on the layout just to see if anybody will notice?
Well, I will tell you this. There's some things I will not allow on the Seaboard Central because of that. Have you guys ever ran a -7, a U23B, a B23-7? It's not allowed on the Seaboard Central. Nope. Nope. B30, nope.
Yeah.
And the Conrail -8s, I called them trash 8s because that's what they were. Garbage. Absolute garbage.
How about Conrail SD80s? How about them? Are those allowed?
No, I'll tell you this. That's the strongest locomotive I've ever ran in my life. I've never run a locomotive stronger than an SD80.
I've run the SD90 Max from the UP, and as big of a disaster as those were, when they were working, they worked. They were not a unit.
I've run everything from an SW1 to an SD80, and I'll tell you that SD80 was a hoss, buddy. It will move. But personally, I like, my favorite road locomotive is ES44AC. My favorite yard local locomotive is a SD40-2. I'll take a pair of SD40-2s any day of the week.
Oh, give me my good old fashioned GP9 and just let me be alone.
Yeah, I used to operate a GP9 on the short line. They were pretty good locomotives. But SD40-2s, you can do so much with them. They're one of my favorites.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
It's really interesting, though. Sometimes the more we do this, the more real world railroaders. Boy, is that hard to say. Wow. Real world railroaders are coming out of the woodwork that are actually modelers and really good at it. And part of the reason I think it's happening is, like Luke and I always talk about, there's two different mentalities, right? When it comes to the hobby, you have the inside looking out and the outside looking in. And working and doing it as a hobby, you have a different perspective on the hobby than you would if you were, just not working for the railroad, but being friends with people that are railroaders can help bring you into that inside out world to a degree. And because there's things that you might have questions on that your buddy that's a railroader can actually answer for you and explain in a manner that will make sense. Does that make any sense at all?
Yeah, especially when it comes to operations.
Yeah.
One of the things that model railroad, there's a difference. You can probably relate to it, Mike. The model railroaders love car cards and waybills. Love car cards and waybills to operate layouts with. But real railroaders use paperwork. That's nowadays it's they use an iPhone or an iPad.
They use a little. I got a Zebra.
Yeah, but if you can imagine, even back in the 80s or the 70s, do you honestly think a conductor is going to walk around with a whole big book of stack of waybills and sort through waybills to find which way? No, they would fill out a switch list, a handwritten switch list, and use that and it's like a little piece of cardboard they could stick in their back pocket or their overalls if that's what they were using. And I was just talking to some of the more seasoned veteran conductors about the difference between our new hires who rely on this little cell phone instead of printing some paperwork off. I'm old school. I would have printed my paperwork off even to this day. So I can look at the whole entire track or the whole entire train, or they want to just kind of scroll through the phone to find, okay, which one do I go to next? And it's so much like the little car cards, like somebody's scrolling through all the cards in the deck.
The only thing it's missing is the little metal ring.
Yeah. But that's just me. On the Seaboard Central, I wanted to keep it pretty simple. I print off a work order, or print off of a yard switch list or whatever. And that's what I give my operators when they operate the layout.
That's
Real
awesome.
World Railroaders sounds like the next reality show on TLC where they follow Mike Ostertag around every day.
Well, you don't want to follow me around, man. I don't do a whole lot.
Yeah. The biggest thing I do,
a lot of B-roll.
the biggest thing I get out of it is I normally look
Cinnamon
at
roll
the
and B-roll.
scenery that's a track side. I like to try to, because a lot of people, you're looking at from a rail fan perspective, unless you're right up there at it, you miss a lot of little things that Mike and I might be able to see on where you may not have access to. And like where the track department's just discarded an old switch where they've changed it out, and now it's been there for 10 years and it hasn't moved. There's you find all kind of things. Somebody asked me, what's the most typical kind of garbage you see out next to the track? Would you believe it's old car tires? I don't know how they get there, where they come from, but I see tires everywhere.
And they're in the middle of the car. They'll be on the end. They'll be on the ends of the car, like a covered hopper. You'll walk through. We had it happen the other day. We had a train come off a small unit train come off, 25-car unit train come off the BNSF, all barley. 3 of the cars had car tires on the ends.
There's a mini print. There's a mini print for you, Bernard. Print some car tires because you can put them all over your layout.
Yeah, and it's interesting because I'm about the farthest you can get from a real railroader. I'm a recovering graphic designer, so I started the whole railroading thing because I like the design. I like the creating the scenes, and I'm a scenery guy. And very recently, I had 2 fantastic opportunities that I documented on my YouTube channel. If you want to go back and check it out, but I rode along on an SW1500 in Marion, Ohio, and did some switching. Strangely enough, it was cars filled with beer, so I thought that was pretty appropriate. And then less than a month later, I was in Burlington, Vermont, poking around the Rail Vermont yard, and I asked permission to take a few photos because I always, go into the yard office and see if it's okay, to snap something before, getting too close to the equipment. And when I was there, the guy said, do you want to go for a ride? So my wife and I hopped onto a pair of GP 38-2s and we did some switching. We picked up an empty box car. And the reason I tell the story is in both instances, I learned a lot about operations, and I learned that I was doing it wrong, because real prototypical railroading is very slow. It's very methodical. It's very step by step. There's a lot of things that have to happen before you get from here to the door. And even when you get to the door, you've got to open the door, and then you got to close the door. And so for me, it was a real eye-opener to see true prototypical working short line model railroad operations. And that has changed the way I operate my layout. It was fascinating.
That's kind of that dive into the inside out, from the inside out mentality, right? I mean, you've always been outside looking in, kind of wondering how it is. You got to be able to dip your toe in the water and see, oh, this is actually kind of like this. And wow, I got to kind of rethink how I do this now,
Yeah, I mean, operating sessions would last a lot longer if we did everything prototypical, because there's a lot of walking up and down ladders. There's a lot of unlocking things, locking things. It was really neat to see all the steps involved, because when you're on a layout, you've got the print list or the car card or whatever. You go get the car and you pull it out. Well, it doesn't happen that way.
Hey, I can answer that question really easy. I got a little story about that one.
Yeah, so SoCo Olds 455, Mike Tim, have ever have to evict non-paying passengers from the ends of cylindrical hoppers?
Cadillacs.
That's fun.
I've seen it. Have you seen it, Mike?
Oh, I got a good story about that. Wasn't a cylindrical hopper, but when I was a conductor, before I got my engineer's card, I was a utility guy one day and on the Wisconsin Central, and I'm out on the North Yard in Green Bay, and I'm bleeding off the tracks, and taking all the air out. That's what we call bleeding off the tracks after trains arrive, so that it can be switched, with no air on it. So I'm walking along, bleeding off the track. All of a sudden, I come to this one box car, and all I hear is, I pull the bleed rod, don't even think anything of it, stand back up. And at the time, I was still smoking. So I'm sitting there, light up a cigarette, and all of a sudden I hear, hey. And I'm turn around, and sure enough, this boxcar I just bled off, there's a guy standing in the doorway. He goes, hey, you got a cigarette? I'm like, sure do. There you go. I give him a cigarette. And he goes, you got a light? I said, sure do. I said, here you go. I light a cigarette for him. And I said, where are you going? And he goes, well, I'm trying to get down south. I said, fella, I tell you what, you are on the right car, because I'm telling you right now, you stay right here, and later on tonight, this car is going to be heading north. And I sent him to Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan.
That's awesome.
Wanted to add something.
I've got a number of those stories where guys, scared me to death. One of them, it was late one night. We were about to tie up. Had some GP38-2s, as a matter of fact, and we were taking them to the depot to tie them down. It's cold winter night, and I was a conductor at the time, and so I was going to lock up the rear locomotive for the engineer. I walk in there, and there's I didn't realize it's dark. There's 3 immigrants laying in the floor of the cab with the heaters going.
What?
I walk in and I hit one of them's leg, with my foot, and back out of the cab, and close the door. I call the train master and say, you can get them off the engine.
Oh,
wow. This isn't a Holiday Inn, But another time we saw a guy catch up on a boxcar like Mike was describing. He didn't know where he was going, and he was about to go in the middle of nowhere. So we left him inside the boxcar. We might have kicked the car a couple of times. You ever heard the term kick the car? Yeah, we might have kicked it. But we spotted him up inside of an industry that loads particle board. And the next day we showed up there, the forklift driver opened the door. He said he opened the door and some guy come running out. It was inside the plant. And he was in the middle of nowhere. I mean, miles from civilization. Picked the wrong boxcar to ride.
I've had that. Went to switch a paper mill one time, and the guy was sitting there. I had to go on the top end of one switch move, set one out, and shove back. And as I'm pulling out, all of a sudden there goes a boxcar, and the door's wide open, and there's a guy with a forklift sitting there smoking a cigarette in the doorway of the car. He just waves at me. Apparently, he wanted to take a break.
Oh man.
Come in here, Luke. Luke's the owner of the second sub.
The guys at the packaging are doing it all the time. When you go pull them,
Yeah,
and you shove all the way out, you put your spot back in there, and they jump back off on the dock.
yeah. They just jump right back off on the dock.
This is amazing. I mean, how many real railroaders do we have here? We got Mike, Luke, Tim's online.
And actually, at the operating session, we have 2 guys. One is leaving for Homewood tomorrow to work to begin his career as a conductor on the CN. One just got back from Watco's training facility in Alabama, and then to work on Foxy, which is the Fox Valley in Lake Superior. And then we also have 2 other conductors on here that are also with Foxy. So right here we have 6 railroaders at this one operating session.
Oh man.
I was a former railroader before I went to work for our local municipality, but I didn't get to drive the trains. I was just in track. I was a flagging foreman with CN Rail.
Oh yeah.
So we
I'm the
got
one that stopped you guys from slow your production down.
oh my gosh. And then we got tons of people in the chat tonight too. There are tons of railroaders. Split Rock's here tonight. We all know him. He's a railroader too. Derail Daryl just had a $50 super chat. Thank you, Daryl. That was amazing.
Thank you very much, Daryl.
Yes,
glad
money
you're
for Amherst. There you go.
There
You're
you
on
go.
your way.
The Amherst
Closer
road
to
trip
Amherst.
fund is up to $50. So we got a couple other people here tonight. Chris is back with us from the Illinois Midland. How you doing?
Is my sound working?
It's beautiful. Yeah, you sound great.
Okay. I'm doing good.
How you been? Good.
Been good. It's Tim will tell you it's actually getting a nice part of the year, so I'm actually spending more time outside than I would be inside because fall down south it's like summer up north. So
yeah,
it's hard to be in the layout room right now.
Yeah. So have you been doing much of anything or just kind of hanging out?
Hanging out, you know.
Yeah.
Every time I go to the bedroom, I walk by the layout and I'm like, oh, there it is. And like, I'll turn it on and I'll fire it up and I'll move some cars back and forth. And it's like, yeah. And it's, you know, but now this time of year, it's hard because it's nice out. It's, you know, today was like 80. So
yeah,
we got our first cold spell tonight at 50. So
yeah. It was like 50 all day here.
That's not cold.
It was perfect fat guy weather.
Here.
I know, Mike. I'm from Western New York, so I'm used to cold. So this is like summer.
Oh, tomorrow morning it's supposed to be in the 40s in Georgia. I think I'm gonna light the fireplace.
Oh man! Mini Prince gotta pop out. Time to walk the dog. Thanks for joining us tonight, Bernard.
Yeah, no problem. I'm gonna say good night, all. I've got
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. I got a furry nose here who's gonna definitely. Let's say it's time for me to but no, thank you for the opportunity. Sorry to jump in, Chris, but thank you for the opportunity to share. And I look forward to the next time. It's been a lot of fun.
Enjoy your turkey and maple syrup.
All right, and I enjoyed being the center square there on Hollywood Squares for a few minutes. So.
That was fun.
Yeah. All right. Good night, guys.
Thanks
so much. All right.
Very much.
All right. Have fun. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, Chris.
Oh, no,
there you go. Ray's center square.
I wanted to say something to Ray. Ray, you saw your salt cars come from Rochester, New York, because that's where I grew up.
Yeah,
that's the original Genesee, Wyoming.
Yeah,
they came off those lines out of Retzoff, and they would come up to their yard in Rochester, Goodman Street. And then
it's hard to see in the center square here, but that's a GNWR.
Ooh, I can get that up there.
It needs to be very, very weathered, obviously, because
you need rust.
Falling calcium chloride, but slow beginnings, which is just getting the lettering on there right. Thanks to Highball Graphics for helping me out there, so I didn't have to do it letter by letter. He gave me a whole list of GNWR road numbers. So that worked out well.
Your W is crooked.
As it should be.
You. I think it's you. It's 100% you. Let me tell you something. Trying to do one of those. I did a one of those 4750s trying to do it like co-op lettering where it's like every letter individually across in between ribs. And then you get the little ones where you got to get 2 letters in each rib for like the location, the city state. But yeah, that's a lot of fun to sit there and just move them little at a time, and then a ruler and try to get them straight across.
Chris is working on.
Yeah, so you went smart.
Ooh.
See, you put the the placard on there, and it's a lot easier.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, I was trying
really
to
good.
capture lightning twice. I'll put mine up here on the camera. I wasn't going to show it, but I'll show it. So I like to hide little Easter eggs on my layout, and this is one of them. And I had one car, and I wanted to see if I could, kind of capture lightning twice. So I did another one here, which is so I did Herrick Grain and a Shelby, Montana. And if you see somebody threw I got to figure out which ways.
There you go, right there.
Threw a sticker on that car as it was going through, but yeah, so I'm working on that and trying to get that lettering done again for a second version of that car.
That looks really cool.
That's good, Ray.
It's a lot of fun. I like doing that. So, guys that operate on the layout and hang out, and that was fun. The time Mark came over, he switched to grain mill and he pulled that car out and he's like, Shelby, Montana. And then he looks up and he sees his name as it's going by. It was a lot of fun, and just kind of hiding that stuff on the layout's really a trip for me.
Little Easter eggs.
Oh yeah. That's what makes it fun.
So we got it's past the 9 o'clock hour here, and we're running a little bit behind here on the second section. I did say that we were going to be doing the big time giveaway here at 9. So do apologize for that. But we're going to do that right now, if that's cool with everyone. I see Randy and Randy are here. So hello to you both. We're going to get to you shortly. And then the Mudfather has entered the chat. So y'all be on your best behavior. Ralph Renzetti's here this evening as well. So we're gonna do something real quick here. So
Hey, Andy, before you do that, doesn't Ralph kind of look like he should be coming out of the shadows and say, I am Batman?
He should.
When was the last time you saw me and Batman in the same room? Come on.
That's what I'm talking about.
And I do want to welcome Randy. How you doing? Welcome to the show. Randy with a Y and then Randy with an I. Welcome. Is it... I'm going to butcher this. Relander.
Pretty close. Relander.
Oh, fiddlesticks. All right. So anyways, and then we have Randy with a Y. How you doing, Randy?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. It's good to see you. Looks like you got some work in progress behind you there.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome. Okay. So we have a Patreon page out there. Where it's $5 a month to get a whole bunch of benefits, and the $5 goes to supporting the Send Mike to Amherst Fund. I mean, the cost of the podcast, this, that, and the other, and so we've been doing that for a little bit, and we have, I think we're over 40 members out there. So not only are we doing little, I'm putting my modeling stuff out there. But we're also giving out stickers, T-shirts, all that stuff. And if you're a member of the dispatchers crew for the second section, you're going to get thrown into this big drawing tonight. We are going to do a $100 gift card to Engine House Services in Green Bay, Wisconsin. And they are a fantastic model railroad hobby shop that we have in Wisconsin. What's that?
Full service.
Full service. Mike, why don't you tell them a little bit about that full service?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to pipe in there.
No, please.
Justin, good friend of ours and fellow railroader, actually, purchased Engine House Services from the previous owner, and the hobby shop will do anything. They've been involved in layout building in the past. I'm not sure if he's continuing that. I think he might be, but I'm not 100% sure. but they do custom painting, they do repair work, they do DCC installation, they do sound installs. Mike, what else does it? What else do they have? They got HO and skill. They got tools. They've got
Scenery.
consignment stuff. They got scenery things. You walk in there and they've got like 40s music playing, and it's awesome.
And coffee.
And coffee, and they do
Coffee's
clinics.
free.
They do clinics, and very good clinics. It is truly a full service hobby shop, and enginehouseservices.com, and they are honestly, I'm not just saying this because he's my buddy, but it really, really, really is one of the best hobby shops I've ever been in.
Yeah, if you guys get to Green Bay, you gotta get the EHS.
It's a destination location for you if you get up in the Green Bay area. It's probably the best hobby shop north of Chicago.
Yeah, for sure. So, and then they have all sorts of good stuff there, and knowledgeable staff too. That's the other thing. So if you have questions on DCC or anything like that, they're always willing to help out. So Justin and the crew at Engine House, fantastic store. So without further dilly-dally here, let's get the big wheel of wonder put up on the board here. And we're going to go to a different drawing tool. Thanks to Ray for kicking us out on this one. So let me...
Wait a minute. Be careful hitting that button. Remember what happened the last time you hit a button Ray told you to hit?
Yeah, we shut down the whole thing, didn't we? Yeah.
That'll make
all of my advice with a grain of salt.
Here, let me see if this works here. Should see this beautiful thing. So we got over 40 some members now. I think we're up to 45. So what we'll do is we'll do the big spin. 1, 2, 3, go. So we're gonna spin the wheel of names here for the section crew. Oh, looks like Chris Rabin is the winner this evening.
Nice, congratulations.
Congratulations on the $100 gift card to Engine House Services. Chris, if you're out there tonight, please send me a DM with your contact information, and I will get you that gift card out post haste. It's online, so you can use, if you're ever in the Green Bay area, you can use it in store. Else, you can use it on their website. Fantastic website to get the goodies from Engine House Services. Congratulations, Chris.
Oh, one other thing I wanted to mention about Engine House Services is in the past.
We're on to the next segment.
I just wanted to say this because I forgot Justin wanted me to mention this. They're starting to get into MIG and ammo, or and some of the some of the other paints that are like more the military side. So if you know people that are like not model railroaders but military modelers and stuff, send them over there too, because they're starting to get into that stuff, and it's really going to be kind of neat to see everything that happens over there. It's really going to be cool. MIG ammo, they're getting rid of all of that stuff.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, so congratulations again, Chris, and welcome to the Dispatchers crew. So we have Randy and Randy here. We'll start with Relander. How you doing this evening, Randy?
Well, pretty good. Calling in from Grand Casino Hinckley.
Okay. And what are you working on? I see the Optivisors on there. What do you got going on this evening?
Yeah, I've been working on this for a while. I got this year's project.
Let me pull you up on the big screen here. Ooh.
Love it.
Nice.
In scale, it was originally a Great Northern depot up in Grand Rapids, Minnesota.
Okay. So are you an N scaler by trade, or?
Yeah, off and on for the last 40 years or so.
Okay. I've seen you in the chat a few times this evening. So do you have a layout?
Right now I'm kind of down to have 12 T-Track modules. I've kind of got set up for block detection and JMRI automated operation.
Cool.
So I've got like an industrial switching area on one side and kind of a small staging area on the other side. Nothing too major, but I'm the assistant superintendent for the Twin Cities division.
Oh, for the NMRA.
Under Split Rock. He's currently running superintendent now this year.
Oh, Split Rock. Split Rock is the big boss over there now, huh?
Yeah, as of the spring convention membership meeting. So
my dearest condolences to all of those that are in that division.
I was gonna say, oh man, we'll have to make sure that Split Rock gets a little extra ribbing this evening.
Yeah, it's kind of exciting where we're going because we've got a lot of social media presence, and
oh yeah,
a lot of that was driven by Ken Ziska and the crew.
Sure.
The podcast, the Crossing Gate podcast, and the YouTube channel.
It was mostly Ken Ziska.
Yeah,
yeah,
it was mostly
95% of it. Yeah,
it's those S-scalers.
Yeah. And then we have Randy number 2 here this evening. How you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Hey, it's been a while.
It has.
Welcome to the second section. What have you been up to these days?
Not much. I been working on the layout. I had the dreaded C this week, so I was quarantined to the basement.
That's not necessarily all that bad. How you feeling?
Oh, I'm better now. But
No,
I got all the bench work up. This wasn't up as of Saturday.
Okay. Dang, so you've made quite a bit of progress. So what are you building?
It's N scale.
N scale?
I made the switch. If you remember, I made the switch from HO to N scale.
And had the big fire sale.
Had the big fire sale still going on.
Still going on. If you need some HO wares, make sure you hit up Randy after the show. Everything must go. But yeah, so what is it, a prototype freelance?
Well, it's going to be BNSF. I was going to do proto freelance, roughly based on the Transcon, just because I live here in Columbia, and that's what we see as the Transcon. So Kansas City to Chicago.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So it's man, so what's the size of the room there?
It's 13 by 19 roughly. It's kind of a weird shape. It's like, I don't even know what to call the shape. It's a weird shape. But it's
some sort of polygon.
Yeah, it's some kind of polygon, but it's I made the aisles bigger. I changed it a little bit because I didn't like how it was cramped in here. So
yeah, there
it's gonna work out good.
So when do you think you're gonna have track down?
I've got the staging yard kind of done over here to my right. There's going to be 3 staging yards, LA, north and south, so I can make it Minneapolis or Dallas, and then the top is the Chicago.
Oh, so it's big time railroading. So big time through trains?
Yeah, through trains, awesome. A lot of switching.
That's awesome. That's really cool. Well, you're going to have to keep us up to date as to what's going on.
Yep.
And you've been a big supporter of the show since the very early stages. So just thank you.
Yep.
For being a part of it. A lot of it behind the scenes. So next time that Mike and I are down your way, probably for the RPM next year,
got to come on down.
Let's come on down. We'll have to get together, have a bite to eat. That'd be fun.
Yep, for sure.
All right. Hey, thanks for jumping on tonight.
Yep.
Before you get to the next one, Andy, I'm going to slide out, let somebody else slide in, and
okay, Ray.
Call it a night. It's been great talking with all you guys and seeing what you got going on here. That even includes Mike Ostertag. It was even nice to see.
Yeah, thanks, Ray. I appreciate it.
That's good. Again, on a serious note, I like being a nutcracker, I guess, but it's a great relationship we all have between your podcast here and the Twin Cities division and the Crossing Gate podcast, and we have a lot of laughs and a lot of fun. And You guys just keep doing all of what you're doing and keep having fun. This is a real fun platform to be a part of.
Yeah. Thanks, Ray. Thanks for stopping in tonight.
You keep raising that bar and getting guys like Michael Braun. You're gonna get that bar to a point where it's gonna be amazing.
I'm sure whatever Mike said was really nice, but I didn't.
Mike, you're breaking up.
Mike, nice to hear from you, Mike. We'll talk you soon. See you, buddy.
That was really good, Ray. That was really good. Have a good night, Ray.
See you guys. Have a good night, Ray.
Good night. So we have a couple new people in the room this evening with us. So we talked about Ralph Renzetti. Welcome, Ralph. How you doing?
I'm good, but I'm not new. I've been here before.
You've been on the show a couple of times now. That's
Yep.
for sure. But new to the forum this evening. So welcome.
Yes.
How you been?
I've been fine. Trying to stay out of trouble, man.
Okay, and that's good. We don't want you in trouble. Although can't have the mud father behind bars.
Yeah, right. Right. So
yeah.
I've been playing around. I've been chasing after Mike for some photographs, which I finally got.
Okay.
For the J.
Ooh, the J.
And,
like the J or something else.
EJ and E.
EJ and E. Okay.
And well, it's weathered. I don't know how it's going to show. It's the wrong. This color does not show well on.
Ooh, there. Oh, tilt it back up to Hair Bear. That looks really good, Ralph.
What's he saying? Here, I'll put the
Mike's on. Choppy, but Ralph,
Yeah,
I'm saying that looks really good.
Upstairs.
Yeah, a better picture. There we go. There we go. Yeah, so I've been playing with that. I didn't want to go out and buy a new locomotive, so I instead of an GP38 or an SD38-2, I have an SD40-2. It had no paint scheme on it, so I painted it.
Oh, here, let's take another. Can you bring that roof up? Is that something that we can show a little bit?
Yeah.
Ooh,
I was saying that looks really good.
Well done. There you go.
Yeah.
So so is that done, or how close are you?
Pretty much. I'm just starting to put it back together again.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. So what else has been happening in your world?
Nothing.
Not much? Nothing. Well, that's
at
good.
all.
That's good,
like
right?
I say, staying out of trouble, and really that's kind of difficult, but hey, it's happened. It's happened.
Right.
Yeah. Then we got
tell me one guy that's not in trouble.
Oh.
I walked down the stairs to come do the podcast. I was in trouble because I didn't get the beef and chicken out of the freezer before I started the show. Oof.
Yeah.
Mike, Andy, I'm going to check out, let somebody else get on. I enjoyed being on the show today. I got to get up early in the morning and do a video, so enjoy being here. Hope to come back one day. Hope to have you.
Hey, I think we'd love to have you on, Tim. That's for sure.
Okay, good being
have
here.
A good night.
Enjoyed it.
Good night, Tim.
Bye.
Good night.
Yeah. Chris, were you going to say something? Mike, take it easy there. You're in the garage.
I'll punch out too, so somebody else can come on.
All right.
Good being back, though.
Have a good one, Chris.
All right.
Take
Good night,
care.
guys.
I saw one Canadian leave. That's why I came in. So I figured
there you go. You got
in that Canadian spot, right?
Isn't he part of the crew from the Great White North?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And Paul, so it's basically 50. I mean, it's either Wisconsin or Canada here right now. So
That's right.
Yeah.
Hey, we got enough for a hockey game.
Yeah.
I will
think
take you
so.
right now. Let's go.
Nope. Nope. Yeah. So welcome. Welcome those joining us late. No Neil Erickson. There's no one from Hawaii. If you guys want to jump on, get in the fun tonight. We're doing a live show for a little bit yet here. Having some people come on, tell us what they're working on. Essentially, thanking the section crew for sticking with us for all these marathon shows that we put on, and it's truly awesome to get to chat to everyone. So it looks like it's basically like a version of Model Rail Radio here. I see we got Ralph Clark Kooning's joined. Mike Slater's here tonight. But I'd be rude if I didn't ask George. George, hello.
Hey, Andy, how's it going, buddy?
Hey, it's good. I guess first and foremost, how you been? And why don't you give the audience just a bit of an introduction, who you are and what you're working on?
Well, I've been doing pretty good. I'm not in my usual spot tonight. I'm actually on vacation right now, so I'm in my mom's basement because we're staying with my parents in Ottawa for the couple weeks there. While I take my vacation, and but I brought literally 2 bags worth of trains with me because I can't leave it alone.
There you go.
So I'm working on that right now. I'm working on what do I got here? I'm working on detailing. This is a Helgen British Rail Class
Hang on a sec here.
35. So I've gotten into all that stuff now.
Here, put that back up on the camera
Sure.
real quick, would you? Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
That's cool.
Came factory weathered, which was really, really nice. It's something that they do in the UK now. They're factory weathering everything.
Really?
And no, sorry, not everything, but a lot of stuff you can get like that now. So I'm just working on putting I got plows and all the hoses and stuff to put on it now. I threw a scale sound speaker in it and 21 pin low sound decoder in it. So that's already done.
Nice.
Yeah, man, I'm just going nuts with this stuff. I'm doing all my own installs now and sound profiles and all that. That's kind of become my niche, is the DCC stuff. So
really,
I'm quite comfortable with that. Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So we got this one that you're working on now. Is there anything else in the horizon here? I mean, what's all in your bag of goodies that you brought with aside from that one?
Oh man. Okay.
We're gonna put you right on the spot. This is what happens.
You want to start another show for that, Andy?
Yeah,
we
really.
Could. I mean, we're only an hour. We're not even in an hour 2, so we're normal. This is normal pace for the second section. You know, this is a marathon, so
yeah.
No, but
well, to give you an idea, so I got the aux cord for my earbuds because I didn't think to bring my big headset. Plugged into my phone. My phone's sitting on 3 locomotive boxes to keep it upright. So I got 2 hands to keep working. So I'm not holding it whatever. So if that gives you some idea, I got a million things going on.
Yeah, that's outstanding. Well, first of all, welcome to the second section, and we're glad that you're here. And like I said, that unit that you showed up, that Helgen unit, looks really cool.
Yeah.
Is it a good runner? I know nothing about Helgen. Yeah.
Yeah, very good runner. I've got a number of them now, and basically what I'm working on is sort of like upgrading them, because the thing is with the UK stuff, a lot of it is DCC ready. Sound isn't as big a thing from the factory, so it's quite economical to get them DCC ready, and then you can get them with add the decoders later on and all that kind of stuff. But the older stuff is harder to upgrade because they were a little slower to switch to it than we were over here. But I mean, everybody's right into it now, so it's a joy to run, and these things run so good. You know,
what do they use for couplers over there? Then do they use a loop and hook like they use with the buffers and stuff like that?
Yeah, so it's real hard to see because they're small, but they come factory with these little loop and hooks like they used to have, the little tiny ones that have a little hook that like that. However, where'd the bag go? I've got like a million of these things sitting around here.
KD makes a replacement for them.
Exactly. So here, I'll show you on this. This is a Great Western pannier tank that I've got sitting here, but this thing has got
cool.
the KD's NEM pockets on it, so it slides right into their receptacle, and it'll fit into anything that they've got. And KD
And
makes
there's no
those.
stop.
That's right. It pops right in. You can literally clip them in and clip them out. It takes 2 seconds. It's super easy.
Oh, that's
so
super cool.
George, I got a question for you.
Sure.
What the heck are you doing in European trains?
I wanted to do something different.
Okay.
I've got such a pile of CN stuff now, and I see it every day, right?
Yeah.
So I said, you know what? I love it. I'm not doing nothing with it, but I need to change the scenery for a little bit. And I've always been a huge fan of like late 50s, early 60s British Rail type stuff, because they ran steam well into the 60s, right? Like late into the 60s.
Oh man.
So I've always been big into that.
Now you're a railroader as well.
That's right. Haven't been an engineer for too long, but I got engineer qualified with CN, so that's my day job.
I see Joey from Touch of the Brush Weathering. He's down there. You're a locomotive engineer as well too, right, Joey?
I'm a conductor.
Conductor, yeah, okay. And so we had we had quite a few of the
Tim was here.
professionals. Yeah, and Tim Garland was here, and man, it's been cool to see that you guys are all kind of coming out of the woodworks in the modeling aspect. So welcome, George, and thanks for the bit of an update. Feel free to jump on in and shout some stuff out. Don't stab yourself in the finger with the X-Acto. Just be careful there.
It's all done up, I promise. If you could, I'll spare everybody all the gory details, but if you could see this spread I've got around me right now, it looks like a crime scene. There's just stuff everywhere.
That's unbelievable. That's crazy. And then we got Mike Slater. You're here. Mike Slater is former Workbench of the Week winner. Mike Slater.
Now the layout behind me is just as messy as the Workbench.
Layout of the week. How you been, Mike?
Good. Just got back a few hours ago, and that from being up in Appleton, seeing Luke and Ostertag and
really
some of my traction models on display with one of my modules, and also a 3D printing project that I've been working on. Actually, I have it right here. It's O-scale Chicago North Shore and Milwaukee, what they called the ferry truck flat, and this was the very first trailer on flat car intermodal service in the United States. The North Shore started the service in 1926, and it lasted all the way through till about a year or two after World War II ended. When the highways between Chicago and Milwaukee got good enough to not support the traffic anymore on the interurban railroad. So
that's crazy. So how was hanging out with Tag today?
Like always, you should know the routine.
Really?
I missed you guys today. I was supposed to give a clinic, and I decided to go to my son's football game instead. So
I drove all the way up to Appleton just to see that clinic.
That's a lie. That is a lie.
Well, partial truth.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, November 18th, I'll be doing it at Engine House. So you can come up to Engine House Services, #not sponsored, that we did the big giveaway for this evening. And you can come see me give that track detailing and weathering clinic that I'll be putting on. So
maybe if I can pull things off within the Wise division, I may resurrect the RPM meet down in Milwaukee area.
Okay.
And
that would
maybe
be great.
we can get you to come down and do the clinic down there too.
Yes, I would do that.
So
absolutely.
I just recently rejoined the NMRA also.
Okay.
So, yeah, as Split Rock would probably say, like he kind of said, doing stupid things, but No, organization's a great organization, and that I just had to take a break from everything that I had to deal with my term in my local division, and that. Nothing again with the division. It's just an event. So
yeah.
Well,
it's good to have you on, Mike. It's good to see you. Hopefully you can stick around for the What's on Your Workbench segment.
Yeah.
We're going to need some judges because we're going to be doing that here as we go into hour 3. So if you guys are out in the chat, and there's still 70 plus you out there, we're going to be doing What's on Your Workbench, and the winner this evening is going to be getting a Second Section podcast t-shirt. So make sure if you have a workbench photo that you want to add, we'll throw that out there on the Facebook group under the lead post that I put for What's on Your Workbench. The judges are eligible to win the t-shirt, and I owe Mike one anyway because he's a former winner. So so Mike, let me know what your t-shirt size is.
I'll send you a message.
That would be good because we're giving away the Mike's Amherst travel funds. So, but anyways, it's good to have you on, Mike. I see next to the Hollywood Squares is Clark Kooning. Clark, how you been?
He's on mute.
Yeah,
he's been.
Yeah.
Hey, Kooning.
He's probably handling his Jeep 30 that he loves so much.
You're on mute.
Did he get a Scale Trains Jeep 30? Well, then we'll just move on to Joey. Joey, how are you?
Absolutely surreal that I'm actually on with you guys. I think we've played virtual tag for what, 3-4 months already?
Yeah. Well,
Every time you invited me on, I'm always working nights.
It's good to virtually meet you. How you been?
Oh, I'm doing well, man.
Me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
You go first. Go ahead. No. Put him first. No? We lost him?
He kind of went away. You're back up, Joey.
Okay. No, I am doing fantastic, Andy. It really is. And you guys do a fantastic job. And I've told you this, I don't know how many times, but you guys keep the fire in my belly to keep going with the layout and the hobby all the time. I'm telling you. And I'm actually off from work tomorrow night. And my plan is to listen to the last podcast and work more on the layout. So
perfect.
Yeah.
So you're I guess give an intro to the folks that don't know you, but you're a railroader yourself, a real one and a professional.
I don't know about professional, but definitely a real one. For sure.
They pay you money to work for a railroad,
that's
right?
True. Yeah.
That's a professional.
There you go. We got the definition.
Right. That's
So
true.
Can you disclose who you work for?
Yes, I work with the Arkansas and Missouri Railroad, which is one of the short lines of the week that you guys done.
That's
way
right.
back.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That's good. So and then you just built a new model railroad, didn't you?
I have. It's called the Penn Reading Industrial Division. It's a 6x14 foot layout, pretty much 3 loops, but it's a double Pennsylvania Railroad main line and a Reading branch line, and it takes place in the 40s and 50s around the eastern Pennsylvania. Eastern part of Pennsylvania, like Philadelphia or Reading, Pennsylvania. And so the whole layout's really a dedication to my friend who passed away. Most of that collection was entrusted to me after he passed. So that's why I'm building that whole menagerie of what I'm doing right now is the dedication to Deride is his name. So I'm having a great time building. I'm learning a lot of new stuff, and I already made a bunch of mistakes that I will never make again as well, which is awesome.
Yeah. So you got, it's quite a nice layout that you have, and that went up in some real, it turned around pretty quick. How long did it take you to get tracked down? It wasn't that long.
Oh gosh, man. I moved into that place May 1st.
Yeah.
So it's already a little past October. It's the first week of October, so not that long. I literally was in the process of still unpacking everything else for the rest of the place while building away. Come on, we're our priorities, right? So
right. That's what you do.
Absolutely, yeah, that's right. And so yeah, it didn't take too long. Plus, I have a lot of help. You know, big shout out to my buddy Johnny, who's actually a member of the second section on Facebook. He's been helping me a lot, and
Awesome.
he's a good model railroader too. And you know, he's practically a brother of mine. So he comes just about every week and help me out as much as possible. So it's great to have a community out where we are right now too. Have an open house every couple of weeks. So if you guys are around the area, come to Northwest Arkansas and come hang out and run some choo-choos.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So now, before I let you off the hook, you're kind of out there on social media yourself. I noticed that you do quite a few videos.
Quite a few, yeah. Oh my gosh, I've been on YouTube since probably like 20.
What's your channel?
2011, 2010. TOTB Model Weathering.
Okay.
Okay, and I had a weathering business that I started back in 2017, and actually Ralph has been my mentor since the beginning. So
there you
big
go.
thanks to Ralph. You know, it's been going very strong ever since I started the business and doing NMRAX clinics, then doing a weathering clinic for the NMRA convention in Dallas. It's been awesome. And then meeting all you folks out there and all these big names that I've looked up to and hanging out with them, having dinner, having a drink, or you're just hanging out virtually like this. This is, it's awesome. You know, it's just, you don't even think about it. And I was a touring drummer for 6 years out of Nashville. I met a lot of artists and celebrities. To me, there's way more fun, to be honest.
Yeah. Do you
Absolutely.
still play drums?
You guys. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Do you still play drums?
I do. I tried to audition for the Greasy Meat Hands, but I missed the audition by about a year. So I'm hoping to get in. It depends on the seniority list. You know, I heard there's other guys involved. I'll give another audition tape eventually when I'm ready. When you're ready.
Yeah, you know what? I think we're really gonna have to upskill it here because the current band members that we have, they're very unreliable. So that's right. They're slacking off. They are slacking off. So, but no, welcome Joey, and make sure he did a really cool video this last week. He put one out about the diorama that you were putting together and kind of showing the process. Was for that coal or that overpass, right?
Yeah, the cold trestle. So like
the
back
cold
in the
trestle.
steam
That's
era,
it. Yes.
they'll have a cold trestle and will dump coal into the tenders on either the branch line or the main lines. And so I wanted to recreate something that's close to, or at least inspired by what they used to do back in the day in the 30s, the 40s, and maybe the 50s. Yeah, and I have the second part coming out very, very soon. I'm going to work on it tomorrow night.
Okay.
So I'll have the second part out, and I'm looking forward to that one. It's going to be pretty funny, just letting you know. So,
yeah, and then you did some comedic ones for the NMRA. I saw that one. Couple other little like short videos that you've done. They're pretty clever. So yeah, make sure you're checking out Joey. He's got a cool channel, a lot of good information on there, and it's been fun. It's been fun to these last few videos, especially with adding the comedy in, and just really kind of being yourself. So that's pretty cool to see.
Absolutely.
So,
And I was talking to my buddy, and he's like, Joey, just be yourself. I'm like, well, I'm goofy. So yeah, go for it, man.
And go for it. Okay, let me what I'm gonna do is, let me see. I'm gonna get the link to your YouTube channel out in the I'm gonna put that. Go. Make sure you guys subscribe to Joey. I'm gonna have that up.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Well, it's good stuff that you put out there. It's so people need to see that. So he's out there. Make sure you pick it up. Let's see here. Go via Go Homes here tonight. Welcome. It's nice to see you out in the chat. And looks like a couple people having a few brews with us here. I'm drinking this horrible New Glarus Belgian red. It's way too sweet. Ugh. I wasn't looking when I grabbed it out of the fridge, so hot garbage. It's just hot garbage. So welcome, Joey. Clark, how's your audio working? Good, not so good? Not so good. It's good to see you, though, Clark. Tony, How you doing tonight? Welcome to the second section.
Better than I have for quite a while now.
Yeah, welcome to the second section. What are you fiddling with there?
S-Scale SD60 from American Models.
Ooh.
Mike, are you listening?
That's just what I was thinking.
Yeah, I don't need one of them.
You should totally get a patched out SD60 for the Farland terminal, Mike. That would be amazing.
No, but I could use the trucks to make an SD9 out of it.
There you go. That would work.
Way too new for me.
Leave it to Mike to
Not
butcher
doing it for
something, right?
myself.
Yeah. So Tony, you always seem to be working on something. So you're doing this SD60 tonight. You've been part of the show since the beginning, part of the section crew. So you're in 1/64th scale as well.
Yep.
And what do you do the farm models or just railroad, or a little of both?
A little of both.
Yeah.
I started out model railroading in HO scale in the 90s.
Okay.
Got out of the hobby for a few years. And I got back into it thanks to a buddy who was building a farm display and wanted to learn how to do landscaping, and it's kind of snowballed from there.
Okay.
Mike has been a big inspiration to me. He helped me out on a lot of technical stuff with one locomotive I did. I modeled the Chicago Northwest, or not Chicago, Chicago Central and Pacific, and they had some ex-Milwaukee Jeep 20 rebuilds.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did a Jeep 20 rebuild. I did two Jeep 11 or a Jeep 11 and a Jeep 9. And I got another Jeep 11 in the works.
So do you have
this locomotive for? Go ahead.
Oh, you're doing that for a buddy?
Yeah, I'm doing this for a buddy. I got a 3-week time span to get it done too.
Oh man.
That's the worst.
That's no good. That's no good. Ron,
It would have been all right if I would have got the stuff to me before now.
It's funny how commissions work. I'm not going to give you what you need, but you got to have it done yesterday.
That's right. Yeah.
Hey, Tony, man, it happens. I still have a project that's due over a year yet, and it's just because it's been delays on paint or delays on detail parts or decals have been the wrong kind, or it's just the way it is.
Yeah. And then
I had 4 buildings to do for the same guy that he picked up on Thursday when he dropped off the locomotive.
Huh. Wow.
So, yeah.
Whoa, what was that? So Mike, Ostertag, you still with us? Looks like you got someone next to you there. How you doing? How's things going on at the Sioux second sub?
Well, things are starting to wind down here a little bit.
You guys moved some freight today?
They have. They've moved. It's gone remarkably smooth. They got a bunch of new guys doing different. This is the first time we did follow-up. Yeah. So it's what's really funny is the guy that Brad here. Brad. He's a conductor on Fox Valley and Lake Superior, and it's really interesting. I mean, he's first time he ever did. I could have gotten that switch. It's the first time he ever did this, and it's like old hat. It's just getting used to where things are supposed to go, and the rest of it's just semantics, really. You know what I mean? So
yeah, right.
And Fond du Lac and Luke's layout is pretty important. It's the one endpoint yard, and you're actually everything that comes in is actually switched out and then made up. So you're making up the next session's trains. But
Yeah.
you keep doing that throughout the session in order to make room for all the trains that are coming from Stevens Point and out of staging in the other 2 locations so that it has someplace to go.
Sure.
So it's gone remarkably well tonight, which is very unusual. Usually there's some kind of snafu that's happened.
Yeah, and I'm usually involved.
Well, the Wi-Fi went down. That's why I disappeared and had to go to the garage in order to get a cell signal.
See, and Luke said, "Oh, we're not going to lose anything tonight."
Oh, I know. Oh, I know. I mean, you know how that goes.
Yeah, I do.
So it's been going good. I'm gonna have to drop off here though because I'm down to 16% on my cell phone.
Yeah.
But hey, thank you everybody. What's that, Joey?
Just 1 second. You and Andy have to do another fishing video.
Please.
In the rail fanning, please. I'm telling you, I watched that for the first time.
The
and I read,
live
the
from
second
Gill's
video.
Landing.
Absolutely, because that was the second time I watched you guys, and I left my butt off for 45 minutes. I was like, my God, this thing is genius, and they're funny. You have to do more of those. And plus, if you do different layouts in the area, that'd be even cooler. You know, that'd be if you could do stuff like that. That was genius. Definitely.
I was waiting for the shoe to come up on one of the ends of the fishing poles, or a tin can or something.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know what was going on. All of a sudden,
as a matter of fact,
yeah, I see a big fish come
Do you
up.
have
I'm like,
that fishing
oh my
pole?
gosh! Yeah, that's great.
Well, hold on a second, Joey. We actually have. Actually have.
Oh yeah.
the fishing pole.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. Spare no expense here at the second section. This is high quality, high fidelity, best in class. Best in class.
Oh,
yeah, I tell you what, anytime you come to Luke's house, if you ever have an opportunity to get to Green Bay, get a hold of me. I'll get a hold of Luke. We'll see what happens. Because I tell you what, this is a destination layout, and it's no joke.
Yes.
It's run just like it was back in 1979, or pretty close to it. And I can personally attest that I had to slow down in order for him to get telephone pole pictures, so he got them right on the main line. So,
you were driving trains.
I was trying to run the train, and he's like, slow down, I got to get these pictures. I'm like, we're supposed to be doing 49. Yeah, I'm doing 30. How much slower do you want me to go? So but yeah, it's a layout that everybody should come and see, and just check out Luke Lemon's 2 second sub on Facebook. It's a great layout. But I want to just say thank you to everybody there before I bug out. Thank you,
Mike.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you very much for all the guys that come on here and all the support and everything. Andy, especially you, man. You're like the rock that holds this together, buddy. I mean, it's so.
Mike,
I gotta get out of here. Phone's about ready.
Before you go, tell Luke USA Airbrush is having a 25% sale.
Oh, I will. I'll tell him right now as soon as I get off.
Okay.
So, all right.
Okay.
We'll talk to you later.
Take care, Oster Tag. We'll talk to you soon.
Good
Mike.
one.
See you, Mike.
See ya.
Bye. Wow, and then there was one. So there we go. But so we've got another person here from entirely across the world.
Yes.
Marty.
Yep. Marty. How you doing, mate?
How are you?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Oh my
Recovered
God.
from my last trip to the US.
You have. You fully recovered.
Yep, getting ready for the next one.
Yeah, so when you coming back?
Springfield.
Oh heavens, that's gonna be some fun.
So
That's gonna be some fun.
Yep, we're heading to Springfield.
Very cool. So you got quite a workshop behind you there. What have you been up to? What have you been working on these days?
What rabbit hole have I been running down now?
That's what I was. Yes.
Which
yes.
means that's why the layout still looks like a collection of tools.
Nice collection, nonetheless. So what's the rabbit hole du jour?
Blue Nami.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yep, I've gone down the Blue Nami. I think it's the biggest thing to hit DCC since sound went into a digital decoder.
Really?
Yep. If you were starting off in the hobby now, why would you buy a DCC system?
I don't know.
You wouldn't if you saw the Blue Nami stuff, because you can just run that on a 12-volt supply, have all the functionality of DCC, and all you need is your app running on either an Android or an Apple device, and you talk directly to the decoders.
Oh my
you get
goodness.
all the same functionality you get with DCC through the Blue Nami app.
Hmm.
You can do all your programming. You can program it CV level if you want to, if you know the values of the CVs you want to put in there. But everything's done through the app. The app is really good.
Hmm.
Yeah. You can do all your programming. You can program it CV level if you want to, if you know the values of the CV. So I've got an echo here. Oh,
Someone's got a.
Just a little bit of an echo. Is it me? Here, I'll go on mute. Oh, it's Clark.
So we can finally.
But I hate.
We can
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
We can, but I'm getting the echo on your end.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So
Can you hear me?
Over.
Yep.
Yes.
So
the thing with this Blue Nami stuff then is if it's just a standard Tsunami decoder until you turn the Bluetooth mode on.
Sure.
When you connect via Bluetooth, then it no longer responds to any track commands coming from a DCC system. But it means that you could fit these into your loco, and if you've got a friend who's just got a DC or an analog layout, you can take that loco there and run it on the analog layout and have all the functionality of DCC via the app.
Really?
Yeah. So you could have people that have an analog layout, and you can take your DCC locos around there and you can run them, you can MU them, you can do all the stuff that you do on a DCC layout on that analog layout. And the other thing is then if you do garden railway or larger scales, you can put the batteries on board, so you don't need to worry about wiring anything to your track. Just make sure the rails all join up. So, and the programming ability of it, I mean, you got a fully functioning Tsunami 2 decoder. You can program now via Bluetooth. And the biggest thing it got me was, you know how long it takes to read a sound decoder in JMRI? I mean, if it's an ESU decoder, you can walk away for, you can go and have dinner and come back and it'll still be reading.
Yep.
The Blue Nami, to read it back to the app, is about 4.5 seconds. So you hit read all CV values and the bar graph just shoots across the screen.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty remarkable.
So, and then for the price, you're looking probably, maybe 10% more than an ESU decoder.
So there was a question, and I don't know if you covered it, and I apologize. How does it handle consisting?
Through the app. If you're using it like a normal DCC decoder, it consists like a normal DCC decoder does.
Sure.
But if you're in the app, I'm just thinking I could set the app up and actually put it on the screen and you can see it. There's a little link button at the bottom, and all you do is add the extra locos in and tap on the link button, and then it asks which one's in front, which one's back, which one's reversed, all the standard questions. And then once you set it up, your consist, so you could have up to 5 or 6 locos in the consist. you can set it up so the lead loco only operates the headlights and the horn and sounds like that. And yeah.
The last I heard, though, the Android app does not support contesting unless it's changed within the past couple of weeks.
No, I believe it's been up. It's in beta version at the moment. And I think it handles consisting. There's a couple of things in the programming it still doesn't do at the moment, but they'll be updated probably in the next month or so.
That's crazy. So it's basically Bluetooth. So this is going to be Soundtrax's proprietary application then that it would run through. Is there any standardization? Like, let's say if ESU came out with a Bluetooth type of thing, would they play together? Would they be?
That's the next thing about where this technology goes, and what standards the NMRA come up with.
Exactly.
For the decoder. I'd say it won't so much be the decoder; it'll be the app level.
Yeah, it'll be the software.
There'll be a standard app. There's already, Bachman do a Bluetooth and Hornby do a Bluetooth solution.
Yeah,
but they're nowhere near as functional as the Blue Nami. The Blue Nami, as I said, the Blue Nami one, you can do everything. You can do all your programming, all your setting up of your decoder, and everything through the app. And it's just like using JMRI, where you've got sliders and a graphical representation of volumes and speed tables and all the rest of it. Just the fact is that you don't need a DCC system. So if you're starting out in the hobby, all you do is buy a loco, buy a Blue Nami chip, put it in there, and you've got all the functionality of the highest end DCC system without having to actually have one. Instead of a DCC system, you get a 12-volt DC power pack that plugs into the wall.
Yeah, and that's it. And away you go.
And off you go.
Huh.
The Bachman locomotive should still be able to be run on the Blue Nami app because Blue Rail Trains and Bachman are both using the Blue Rail Trains Bluetooth application.
Right.
Kernel.
Yeah, well, I've never tried. I don't have a Bachman Bluetooth device here or a Hornby one to try them out. But if they run through the same app, I mean that'd be good. But you've got the functionality of a Tsunami 2 in here as well. So when you go looking at the sounds and everything you got in there, it's
Oh yeah. Yeah, and it's just basically a Bluetooth protocol then over the top of it. So it's basically the same decoder.
Yep. Yeah, basically.
Oh, that's so cool.
And the decoder will work on any DCC system also. So if you go over to a friend's house and he's got DCC, you can run it as a standard DCC locomotive also.
Yep. You just put it on the track, dial in the number, and off it goes.
Hot snot. That's cool.
So that's what I mean when I saw it, and I actually during our trip, because I went to Dallas for the NMRA convention, and then afterwards, Michelle, myself, and Rob Peterson, who's the Pacific director, we did a road trip up to Durango. So we had a day at Durango, rode the Durango Silverton. And then when we got back, Nancy took us for a tour of the Soundtrax factory. So we had a good look around there. And then, that's when I was speaking to George for a while about these Blue Namis. And, caught the bug. And it's been a rabbit hole I've been running down ever since. I did the NMRA convention in Sydney last week. And went down there and did a clinic on Blue Namis and gave them a bit of an example and a demo of the system. And I think there's going to be a few people here investing in it. Especially, I've already got one guy does G gauge garden railway, and he's
Oh, sure.
ready to get rid of his airwire system and change everything over to Blue Nami. All he needs is a decoder, one power pack, and his Apple iPad, and off he goes.
So
And
my.
literally,
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
And the other thing too with the Blue Namis, the Lego guys have latched onto them. You know, at when Soundtracks first announced the Blue Nami decoders in St. Louis, it was all the Lego guys from the Lego layout that were buying all the vendors out of their Blue Nami decoders at the St. Louis convention.
Really? Another question here for you, Marty. So Chris Hiley comes back and says, if you're already set up with DCC signaling and detection via JMRI, is there an advantage to going to Blue Nami?
Well, there is if you've got friends that have analog layouts, or if you have you want to build an exhibition layout, you just have to make it 12-volt supply. But it's not something that I would say to everybody and change all your decoders over to Blue Nami. It's something going forward now that we'll probably end up buying. In the end, I reckon companies like Soundtracks, they won't make a Tsunami. They'll just be the Blue Nami. And you either use the Bluetooth function or you don't. It's just going to be an added feature in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And just more features to essentially kind of cover all the bases in terms of, well, I got DCC. Well, I got a DC, but I got, I can use Blue Nami. And, my son has a Bachmann. I got him the Bachmann, like a steam locomotive kit, or like a train set from, I think it was Menards. I got it. And it came with the Bachmann Bluetooth app. And, I have it on my big layout here. He can grab my cell phone and run the train, no problem. And then, I can also set him up with just a regular wall wart, 12-volt conversion, and away he goes. So it's truly amazing how.
I'll just be back in a sec. My wife has just called me inside. She's actually got a broken shoulder at the moment, and I think she's just come out the shower and wants her sling redone. So just give us a couple of minutes.
Yeah, fair enough. Thanks, Marty.
Another quick thing here that the Bluetooth powered control trains are good for. Earlier this year, I learned that the North Shore ran a speed rail detection car on one of their divisions before they abandoned. Well, if you're modeling a railroad and you're picking up your positive off the overhead wire and both rails are ground, how do you run the Walther Speary rail car? Well, you put a battery in it, and you put the Bachmann or Blue Nami decoder inside of it. This is a Bachmann Bluetooth board, and now you can run equipment, basically dead rail, on a layout that otherwise you wouldn't be able to pick up the normal electricity the normal way.
Yeah, right.
That's so cool.
So Dan's model railroading journey says Bachmann Bluetooth and Blue Nami are board from Blue Rail, who sold both his tech.
That is correct. Blue Rail Trains is the developer of the Bluetooth the apps, and it's been licensed to Soundtracks and originally was licensed to Bachmann. So when the early Android app came out for the Blue Namis, it was actually the same interface features as the Bachmann Trains app.
Yeah, interesting. I'm telling you, this technology, I mean, it's getting more and more sophisticated, but it's also getting easier to use, right? They're finally making it intuitive, right?
And even the 3-rail O-scalers are latching onto the Blue Nami boards.
Why not?
Now they can get prototypical sounds, they can get better motor controls, and they don't have to have a proprietary control system, either the MTH or the Lionel Trainmaster command control. And now it's something that's that's compatible with the hobby as a standard.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So as we welcome Marty back here, we do have another person we haven't been able to get on there. Daryl, hi.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome to the Second Section podcast. I see you got trains running in the background. That's awesome. Love to see that. So for those who don't know who you are, why don't you to give a little introduction to the section crew out there this evening?
Well, good evening, everybody, and Andy, thank you very, very much for having me on this evening. And I just want to give a shout out to Joey. When I first started my channel, Joey, I think Joey was like I think one of my 100 first subscribers to my channel,
that's
and I
cool.
thank you for that, Joey.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, he has a great channel. Everybody.
What's your channel? What's your channel, Daryl?
So my channel is Derail Daryl.
Hey, you were the super chat champion this evening. Thank you so much for that, by the way.
You're very, very welcome, Andy. I really enjoy your show, and
Thank
you
you.
were one of the inspirations for me when I do live streams like once a month, or I do pop-up live streams. I saw your podcast. You were sitting behind your railroad, and that to me is what people want to see. You know, I mean, unless you're just working on something, that's a completely different story. But I reside in Southern California and LA area, and this layout is in my garage. And of course, you know, we all know being in a garage, it gets really, really hot during the summertime. So I don't do much during the summertime. But so I just kind of freelance a modern layout. And as everybody was talking, I was just going through the motion and just showing off what you can see in my cameras.
So you have an array of cameras that show essentially what's going on your layout there, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to set my setting to one thing because youths in the hobby are so what you're seeing in front of you right here. This is actually I made this Lazy Susan into a showcase, so you can
hang on a sec here. Let me get you up on the big screen here.
So I want everybody to know there's a young guy. Hey, Split Rock and I are really good friends. This car was weathered by Weathering with AJ. He is 17 years old, and he was he was so inspired by me and taking him in. And so I took this Lazy Susan and I kind of weathered it. And he was so excited that I let him up on my show one night. And this is what he had made for me. He made me a barrel car.
That's cool.
Outstanding.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I mean, there's a lot of people here that I recognize. Chris from Go Via Go Home. I mean, Marty. I mean, I recognize a lot of these guys, and but I wanted to showcase this for the youth. He's like I said, and his channel is Weathering with AJ, and he lives here in Southern California, and he does a spectacular job. So I wanted to most certainly showcase that off.
Let's see here. He got the SP locomotive there on his.
Slick Rock keeps telling me to show my my crossing. So
show the crossing.
Actually,
whoa.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. So I guess subscribe to his channel. I mean, just great work.
Thank you for putting up AJ's link. Yeah, he's a really talented young man. So
I mean that boxcar is super cool.
Yeah. So actually, Split Rock took a screenshot of this, and he actually emailed me a shot what he did by doing all kinds of different work to it, and he did he made a LA skyline behind it. Yeah, he did a really, really good job. Hey,
That's
Otter Creek and
awesome.
Rio Grande. Thank you very much.
Daryl, I have a question, bud.
Yeah.
Okay, so looking at the background, well, your buildings against the backdrop, you barely see any shadow. What are you using for lighting?
I'm just using an Amazon. They're just like your LED shop lights.
Okay, because I'm
Yeah,
looking at
they're
this. And,
yeah,
yeah,
they come in 4-foot sections. Yeah, the layout is really well lit up, and that's just because I want to showcase my work. Look, I'm just a guy who likes to model, just a model railroad. That's it. I
Yeah.
also like the rail fan, and but I think one of my more iconic scenes. Let me. I think this is this scene right here is probably one of my most
Rockwell.
iconic scenes
Yeah.
right there.
Ooh, that's cool. I
The
love the
reflection on the water is
reflection.
unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You look at one of his thumbnails. I'm actually looking at it right now, and it looks from the distance looks real. And the lighting is absolutely perfect.
Well, thank
So
you,
yeah.
everybody. Thank you for
Oh, you're
bringing me up. Yeah, Andy, I really enjoy your show when I can hit it. So I was elated that you put a link up there. It just, my wife was doing laundry, so I couldn't get in the garage until she was done.
that's no worries. That's no worries at all. And like just, you guys got to subscribe to Daryl's channel, Joey's channel. Make sure that you guys go out there and not only support, but they have such good content out there that you're going to learn something, and it's going to make you a better modeler for it. So
Word. Absolutely word, man. I'm telling you, it's a
yeah.
really, really great, great community. I've met so many people around the world, and I'm just a guy who likes model trains. That's it. I enjoy the camaraderie.
We'll be at your way in August next year.
Yes, to Long Beach. I'm looking forward
So-
to meeting quite a few of you folks.
Yeah, it's a Long Beach and a few other spots.
Yeah.
Thank you for jumping on and sharing. And so let me ask you a quick question. So it looks like your layout's pretty well established. What projects are you working on now?
Actually, yeah, my layout's like 80% complete.
Okay.
But I'm gonna start doing now that the weather in the garage is a lot better. I'm gonna start doing little tutorials like my canyon. I get a lot of people who ask me on my canyon section, so let me switch to that.
Okay. Let me pull you back up on the big show here.
This one right here. I get a lot of folks who ask me on this canyon section how I created this whole section.
Yeah.
And this whole section actually took me months and months to do. And I think I'm going to do some tutorials on that because coloring and weathering is everything. So,
Yeah, and I mean the grooves in the rock, right? And then right where that Alberta car is starting to go through now, look at the coloring on the rock face, right? You have the the orange and the black and the tan kind of all mixing together, just like you would see, out west.
Yeah,
It's
and
super
if
cool.
you look, you'll see some kind of like whitish, where
Mhm.
there's some white rings. That's where the water would run off the canyon. So
Yeah.
it's a lot of forethought when you're doing this, and this is all done by Plaster Paris. It was done with 3 tools.
Really?
Yeah, it's all done by Plaster Paris. It was done with 3 tools: a small chisel, an X-Acto knife blade, and a pretty wide immediate screwdriver.
There you go.
That was it. That's how I created. Now this section that you see in that it undercrops underneath of it. Um, let me go back to me. That way you get a
Screwdriver.
better shot of the whole thing.
I'd like to know how that rail fan got up there. That'd be cool.
It's a Jeep.
The man's dedicated.
Yeah, Jeeps go everywhere.
Yeah.
Just happens to go through a tunnel when the train isn't there. But if you see, you know, like if you see the rock facing the way the rock was cut, I try to take that rock facing and cut it down into the canyon like the railroad cut through it. So that was my forethinking. You know, there's a lot of work, but I get a lot of love for it.
No, it's remarkable. It is a really cool scene.
Yeah,
and
it's a monster.
I love how you have the trains just crawling through there too.
Yeah,
it's awesome. Nice work. It's thank you for coming on and hanging out with us here on the second section. We're approaching our third hour here, and we have yet one more activity for the crew this evening. So we're going to be doing what's on your workbench, and I'm going to bring Tony back into the fold here because he's a contributor to that. But we're going to dip into Mike's Amherst fund, and what we're going to do is the winner, and I'm going to send former Workbench of the Week winners t-shirts too, but tonight's winner will be receiving this beautiful second section podcast t-shirt. It's two-sided, so you got the section crew on the back and then the sweet round logo up front, and it's the classic gray t-shirt. So we'll get that out to the Workbench of the Week winner. If you guys would be so inclined, do you guys want to be the special guest referees this evening on what's on your workbench?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this. Okay.
I would wonder.
You got 2 workbench winners here.
Yeah, you got 2 former Workbench winners, and Mike Slater and Ralph Franzetti. So this is, I'm gonna have to actually get out of my stool here and stand up. My legs are starting to fall asleep. We've been in the chair so long tonight. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna shoot on over to our second section podcast Facebook group. So now we're up to almost 1,000 members, or over 1,000 members there now. And we got a great community that shares a lot of good model railroad content, as well as Ralph and the crew are in there helping out the modelers that have questions, and it's just a fantastic place to get together and hang out. So tonight, this is currently the state of things on my workbench. We have all sorts of tools and things going on here. It's a hot mess, but of course I'm disqualified and I have a couple t-shirts already. So why don't we go ahead and
that's very clean. That's very clean.
I mean, we got
too organized.
We have the soldering iron here, and there's some Instabond and a torch, and it's just it's a hot mess. For me, this is a disaster. But yeah. Anyways, let's carry on to the next group here. We have 63 comments this evening. Nice. This is also my favorite part of the show because I get to read publicly and it just helps me learn some stuff here. So Nick LaRusso's got a couple of Northern Pacific, looks like RS11s, question mark?
Wow.
Yeah, Nick LaRusso weathering or in progress weathering. So he's got
doing a good job too. Did you see the last ones he did?
No, I haven't.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah.
Beautiful work on the ballast kick up. I love it. I love the trucks.
Yeah, it's good work, Nick. Randy Timmerman, who was on the show this evening, he says, not quite what's on your workbench, but had time off this week to get bench work up, going in the right direction here. Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's got quite the cathedral in the works here. I'm looking forward to see what Randy comes up with. It's been a long time supporter of the show.
Isn't it funny how, as beginners, we all have this grand layout idea in our heads, and we end up putting up this huge layout, and it takes forever to finish.
Sometimes even the small ones take forever.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't know about that, but
Yeah, that was a good point, Ralph. So Mike Shanky, he was on earlier this evening. He was on my Workbench's the Wisconsin Southern 4030, going to get upgraded to ESU Loke Sound. He might change his mind after listening to Marty, though, here tonight. Maybe go Blue Nami, who knows? Plus going to add some ditch lights with the Decoder Buddy, CEFX 6002 in the background, going to get the AC installed for the crew and get weathered. So Mike's doing he's getting back in the game here. Summer's coming to a close, and he is jumping right back into the Workbench here. Nice. Missing the taco sauce there, Mike, though.
Because the bottle is empty from everything he put on top of that engine.
Yeah, that's true. Goes fast. All right. Kinzer Hurt just finished weathering the Hartwell Railroad 3044. My desk is still covered in paint bottles and Smokebox graphics decals. Pixar, it didn't happen, Kinzer.
Yeah.
We got to see that Workbench, but looking good. And then look at this. Here's the prototype. So you see the prototype, and then let's go back to what he did there. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Referencing, man. Referencing is everything. If you could possibly do it.
Yeah.
So much.
Yeah, looking good. Thanks for sharing that and the prototype photo to show the means to the madness.
That's the stall for a second, but if you look at even the track, the track is weathered beautifully. Even the background trees. If you look at the scenery work, he's doing a great job all around.
Yeah, just on the scene that he has here, looks like he's got maybe couple joint bars here in the track. I mean, yeah, it's a good looking scene he's got set up here. Well done. All right, Paul Kassar just completed weathering these. Oh, the Home Shop Seaboard Central. Man. We had Tim Garland on tonight. Boy, was he fun to talk to. And Paul, your weathering is really getting good. Here's the Washington Northern and Allegheny Midland cars. Got those as well. Paul's got the Cass County High Cube 40-footers from Home Shops as well. We just had Home Shops on the show here a couple weeks ago. They were fun to have on. Good company.
Yeah, it was a good show.
Yeah.
Nice job, Paul, on the weathering. Getting good.
He should do a credit too. I like to see some of his techniques, to be honest.
Yeah. So here he says thanks. It's a combination of pan pastels and acrylic washes.
Ouch.
Don't tell Ralph.
Oh yeah.
Too late.
Oh shoot. All right. So Ron Kleiss here says, I have a special surprise on my bench. Every time I try to take a picture, this hand keeps popping up. Other than that, I have a mess on my bench. Guys, is this a mess?
That's clean. That's clean.
Is this not one of the tidiest?
Organized confusion.
Yeah, it's organized chaos.
He's got a cork board, which is very, very genius to use. I ain't never thought about that.
Oh, having a cork board back here?
Yeah. Everything.
I just want to know what's behind the hand.
Yeah.
What's behind the hand, Ron?
A new building he's probably working on.
I'd bet you $1. That's right.
Only $1.
I'm spending all the money on the giveaway this evening. So.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll forgive you this time.
Thanks, Ralph.
Okay.
So generous.
Tom O'Connell finishing weathering projects.
Wow.
Got a beautiful center beam here.
Yeah, I like the rust down
Jeez.
the center and that. That's really nice.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. When I saw this afternoon, I thought, "Oh my God, he's doing one of these ride-on cars." And then I thought,
that's what I thought too.
Yeah.
I thought
The way the
that-
photograph's taken, right?
Yeah. And the carousel that he has it on there, I thought that was one of those old big spools for like telephone
yeah,
wire that he
cable
had it
roll.
set on. Yeah, cable roll.
Wait. Oh, it's not okay. Wait a minute. It took me for a second. I'm like, okay, is this HO? And then was it Ralph mentioned something? Like I thought it was a G scale or like you said, a ride-on car for a hot second. Because to the left it looked like speakers. That was I'm like, holy smokes, this thing's actually large. Okay, anyway. Yeah.
No, and then he's doing some more weather in here, some light fading.
Oh, that's
Ooh,
nice.
this-
Yeah, that's sweet.
Yeah.
Well done on the flat car.
I need to learn the weathered wood techniques and that's just
yes.
Now, I just want to add something. Now, out here in Southern California, I see a lot of those cars when they're empty.
Yeah.
They're tagged on the inside boards.
Yes.
Which does make it pretty interesting, especially when boards are missing. You know, it makes a really interesting picture as well. But that model's pretty sweet.
Yeah, that is nice. Well done, Tom. All right. Let's see here. No, Jeffrey Henderson says, sorry, this is not available right now. All right. On to Justin Jankowskis. Says, making sure I have standardization on couplers and wheel sets, adding air hoses and weathering touch-ups while they're off the layout.
Attaboy.
Yeah, well done.
Standardize.
Yep. Nice looking Reading car there upside down. And a couple of cabooses there too. Well done. All right, let's see here. Tim Hamilton. Walther's blast furnace in my HO for my local railroad club. Only rattle can paint so far. Bending and weathering will come when all the walkways are finished.
Right on.
Yeah.
I have one of those kits.
Yeah.
I can't wait to start building one.
I remember when they first came out with the steel mill complex on Walther's.
Yeah.
And I had it in the catalog, and I was like, I think I was still a kid when they brought them out. I showed my dad, and they were like $150, and Dad's like, no way.
The club I belonged to, we had two of them that one of the members combined the two into a single blast furnace in that.
Wow.
And, it was a beautiful structure after it was done. But yeah, he started off the same way as with the Rust-Oleum, probably zinc chromate primer.
Yep.
And then just take it from there.
Now there's a lot of room on his workbench yet.
There is. I'm not sure what those bottles are in the background there.
Well, let's check it out. The power of Zoom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it looks like some Badger primer or something like that. I don't know.
No, it's not Badger primer.
No?
Nope.
Not Stynylrez?
It's a box.
Well, there was a bottle back there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paul,
that's more like it. That's getting
Here we
better.
go. Now we're starting to get the right ratio of tools and paint and projects all in
Hopefully
here.
that coffee mug doesn't have any paint thinner in it.
But he's using Boomer's idea with the golden matte medium.
Oh yeah.
Airbrush
medium.
Or is that airbrush medium?
That's airbrush medium, Ralph.
Okay. Sorry.
But look at, that's all right. Look what he's got here. He's got some, the Vallejo and looks like he's, just dabbing some stuff, rusting the inside of these Wisconsin Central cars.
That's superb work inside those hoppers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the ballast would just tear the insides up that they hold in those cars.
Yeah.
I like all the paintbrushes everywhere and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, Paul's high in the running here. I think we might have to write him down here. So Quentin Webb says putting some finishing touches on this piece of rolling stock. Yeah, Norfolk Western gondola, looking good.
Yeah. I like the inside. That's a lot of folks. It's like inside hoppers. Folks forget to to weather the inside as well, and even underneath, it's all weathered.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bill Kenkel here working on a pair of Atlas RS3s, freelance Pine Valley Northern. Added some details, just awaiting masking and the green to be added, using the CP's maroon and gray scheme as inspiration.
You have to give him some. You have to give him some points to a really cool paint booth right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I think we'll give a couple points to the paint booth. You can see it's been well traveled here. There's been some spills. I'm gonna guess some frustration. These are rings of frustration. Is what these are here.
And the other aspect too is he's not using railroad specific colors too. He's using Tamiya. So
come on now, Mike.
He's thinking outside the box.
I'm gonna hit the refresh
I can tell you a
button
story about how I decided I'd try and make a microwave oven into a spray booth.
Oh, yeah.
And turned it into a jet powered motor.
I want to know this. So the story's so
do I.
John Dick here
wow.
drilling out grabs from my 69 Hiawatha set. Ooh, that's no fun.
No,
Pretty cars though.
That's where I got a younger club member into drilling out all those cars, and he actually was able to buy quite a few nice engines because all the club members would have him do all of his passenger cars.
Pay him. Yeah.
Yep.
Jeffrey Henderson says so much going on. Looks like he's just getting underway there on the layout. A lot of stuff working and in place.
Mm-hmm. Nice backdrop building.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Remember, weathering doesn't go just to freight cars and locomotives. It goes to track. It goes to scenery. It goes to buildings.
Yep.
So I'm looking forward to see those buildings being weathered.
Yeah. Tim Garland, here we go. He was on the show earlier. Says a new project on the Seaboard Central, currently stripping the lettering and weathering off to get ready for paint.
Nice.
Isopropyl alcohol solves everything. Taco
Almost
sauce.
everything.
Yeah, almost. You're right. Almost everything.
It's got a nice spinning paint tray on the top shelf right there. Yeah.
Tim Stevenson, here's my workbench. I couldn't handle the mess anymore.
That's unnaturally clean.
Wipe the slate clean.
Why does that sound familiar?
For that.
That's unnaturally clean.
That is unnaturally clean. Quote of the day. That is
My whole
true.
TV's having the opposite effect.
I'm hoping this isn't some sort of cleaning solution here that he's got in the bottle.
Probably is.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe
Tim. It's killing me.
Next picture.
But the layout looks very good
Yeah.
though. I will say that. The fascia and the
it comes right up to the workbench, which is really handy.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
It's better than not using your layout as a workbench. I guess I got to solve that issue here pretty soon.
That's okay. You're all right, Mike.
Yeah.
Robert J. Thomas, hey all, ready for the show. Apologies, cleaning up the workbench for the photo. Minus
that
2
looks
points.
set up to me. That looks
Minus
too set up.
Minus 2 points. I'm working on the scratch build of this Waco, Missouri Frisco Depot for my Lightning Creek branch on the Crawford and Cherokee home layout.
Nice.
I'm getting some decals to settle. These recent hoppers decorated for the Wichita Northwestern Modular Project. Good to see the workbench is back in action.
Yeah.
Is that a second section cup?
Yeah, some point.
Oh yeah.
Got to give him some points back for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna give him 2 points back for the coffee cup there for sure.
Yeah.
And Robert's been Robert's been around the podcast for a long time. So
Just trying to look on the back shelf if there's any taco sauce, but I'm not
Yep.
seeing any.
It is.
Right
It's
here.
underneath those long bottles. Yeah.
right there, he's got the taco sauce.
Yep. So
Another
that's
point.
That's a point there.
Wow,
Point
he went
back.
from -10 to 5. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in there, and then he's got our friend of the podcast. Look at this. He's got Mind Mount models here. Hashtag not sponsored. Frisco Depot. Look at that. Working from pictures. Well done. Well done.
What can we see the name of the depot itself? We can't tell, can we?
Waco.
Oh, Waco. Waco, Missouri. Okay.
It's a good looking coffee cup too. It's nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mike Slater. What?
Oh my God.
Uh-oh. My lead to my staging yard is somewhere under the mess. Working on improving a 3D printed scale flat car for the North Shore line that I will offer as a kit. HO scale version is also in the mess. Wow.
What's that
I
lime
don't know what
green
to look at
thing?
first.
The lime green is just the color of the resin that I'm using right now. It's more like a translucent, but the light is picking it up and making it neon green. But
All right,
I got the CAD software going with the actually that's the slicing software for the 3D printer and that. And
cool.
Second Section podcast up on the Facebook group.
I had to do that and that, but yeah, it's a complete and utter mess, and I'm really disappointed in myself.
Well, let's take a look here. Is this an F unit mic or back there?
Yes.
And it looks like a Sperry Rand car in the back.
Yeah, the Sperry rail car that I mentioned that I'm making dead rail. And
now I am noticing there is some space here, Mike.
Yeah, a little bit.
You're slipping. You're slipping. Former Workbench of the Week winner. That should be. You're using the vertical though. I appreciate that, and that's
Yeah. Not to interrupt, but Mike, really quickly, what's that model on the computer next to the Dell sign, the symbol, logo rather?
Oh, that right there. That's a chassis for a Chicago North Shore and Milwaukee steeple cab electric.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'm multi-interest, multi-gaugeal. I'm kind of a rubber gauger, but the traction modeling is something that I really gotten into, where I run off the live overhead trolley wire.
That is so cool. I've always thought the guys that did the interurbans with actual overhead was just like, that's the epitome for me.
Yeah. I'm always envious of those people. All right. Bill Kenk. Whoa. All right.
Wow.
That's got a headache now. Bill Kenkel, as a part of my effort to get organized for the coming winter, I built this paint storage rack for all my Tamiya, and a second one for the Vallejo paint over the summer. They're attached to the side of this paint booth for easy access. So first of all,
I like to see it's Tamiya.
This is really cool. So from a woodworking perspective, because I'm kind of a weirdo about it, right? Did the miter bits
Mitered
here and
corners,
there. Yep. Mitered corners.
Yeah, but
that's good to see.
He could fool you there. That could just be trim on top of a butt joint.
That could be.
Could
he went through the trouble to do the miter period. That's so, you're absolutely right though. But this is a really good idea.
Yeah. I totally agree. When I used to spray a lot of poly S paints, I actually got one of the old poly S racks from the hobby shop that I used to work part-time at, but of course that rack I should take to the scrapper because nothing else fits in it.
That's right.
Paul Bukowski says, adding Archer rivets to my scratch build S-scale railgun. That
Nice.
Building using an Arrowhead bottles HO cars reference.
Yeah.
I hope he doesn't run out or mess up with them because Archer don't make them anymore.
So a little birdie told me someone bought the Archer line and they're bringing them back.
Yeah? Have you heard who's bringing it back or when it's coming back?
I will do some research on this because their rivet, I thought it was actually Archer. They had sold the business, but they're keeping the name.
Okay.
So question for like making rivets. I saw something in an old railroad model Craftsman. Actually, last night I was reading something. Is it like a card and there's holes in it? And you punch holes to make it look like rivets.
Archer rivets are resin decals.
Yeah.
Oh.
That are raised. They're raised with resin.
Okay.
I think what you're talking about, the old school method, was either on real thin styrene or on metal.
Shim stock brass.
You would take a roller and you would roll it in and you would put the dimples, kind of like what you roller for what the sewing people would use. And that would put your little dimples in there.
Okay.
I'm gonna put the Archer Transfers link in the description below. I think someone bought them, but they're keeping them the same. They're keeping the branding the same. So you may want to check into that. If the section crew knows, please call me out on my BS. But I'm pretty sure I know they were going out of business, but I thought someone grabbed them.
Yeah, I know Micromark was supposed to be doing something like them, but they just weren't the same from what I had heard.
Yeah. Let's see here. John Garvin, going through my haul from Otter Valley Railroad, #not sponsored, pop-up event from the other week.
Boy.
Look at this.
There we go.
This is what I'm talking about. First of all, coolest. Look at this. Trackside mic, go via go home, mini prints, stickers. We got the chopper right there up front and center.
Color wheel on the right.
Color wheel. Good eye, Ralph. A Hot Wheels box, empty car. Who knows where that is at? But it's there on the bench. Some screwdrivers here.
It's on the layout.
Yeah.
It's on the layout. Yeah.
I don't know.
And it's got ITLA rooftop details.
I see a lot. I see a few 3-pointers here.
Yeah. I think John's got. I think John just may have slipped into the lead here.
Yeah.
I'm
and there's a lot of stuff in the picture and that, but it's nicely organized. Even though the trays have a bunch of miscellaneous stuff in it, at least you can dump it out and search for what you're looking for, and then dump everything back into the tray.
Yeah.
Organized confusion.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. Well done. Hey, Joey.
Boo.
Boo this man. Weathered these Alco PAs for a client recently, mainly Monroe models, powders, and dull coat.
That's it. No acrylics, Ralph. No acrylics. Just powders and a dull coat.
And I know what powders, so don't. It's okay.
Okay.
But
That's
the
good.
main thing is what works for you works for you. Don't knock.
It really looks like it's been, put through the
mill.
It's put through the mill. Yeah. Yeah. And this is on your layout too that you're building up here.
Yep.
Nice. Very nice. I love it. Alex Mantle, outdoor workbench today. Tempered hardboard splines for spline roadbed, fresh off the table saw.
Oh, spline roadbed.
Yes. You got to give him some points just for the spline roadbed.
Who does that stuff?
Wow.
Alex. Good luck. A lot of sawdust there with that masonite too. Man, that had to be a day. Good thing you did it outside. Looking good. Have to show us the finished product. Here we go. Chris Haddo, Budweiser, Brew with the crew. Well done. Ben Groyle. There's no caption, but there's a lot of flex track in that picture.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Holy mackerel.
Looks like coding 3.
Things to be done.
Things to be done.
It's going to be a day.
I can't wait to see Ben.
Bear stud work as well.
Yeah, he's just getting underway on his layout construction. It's going to be phenomenal. He's a really good modeler. Can't wait to see it.
Oh yeah.
Here we go. Here's a good workbench. Alan, is it Rabin? I don't know. We're gonna go with Rabin.
He was your winner.
No, Chris.
It says Alan, but he goes by Chris.
Oh, he goes by Chris. Okay, fair enough.
That's like my name's Joe. I go by the name of Ralph. I'm sorry.
Interesting. And up is down, and everything is backward.
He's another Giuseppe.
He's
Very
in
good.
the witness protection plan.
Fair enough. I won't ask any more questions. Working on some building. Working on building some rafters for an N-scale New River mining pit to hang lights from the inside. It's got a beautiful workbench. It's very clean. Good luck on the rafters. Trusses are tough to build.
Yeah, I like the pegboard.
It's a good touch.
Yeah.
But there's lots of project space here. I mean, we could get a couple of weathering projects in here, a couple of cars, a DCC install. So yeah, a lot of potential here.
Oh, he's got a minion. That adds another point.
Does he?
Yeah, on top right side.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. Good eye, Joey.
And 2-part silicone.
Hey.
On the right.
Man. Tony Dixon, he was on the show earlier tonight. That's that SD60 that he was working on.
Mm-hmm.
This guy, he is always doing something. Here's the workbench. How?
No wonder he's holding the locomotive.
Yeah. This is really good. I have to say, we got the organized. Look at the evergreen styrene inventory he has.
Yeah.
So you know he's scratch building. He's got Dr. Pepper right next to the Rust-Oleum. It's the way you want it.
Yeah.
Then if things really get out of hand, he's got the DeWalt 20-volt drill there with a full bit complement. Like, this is
just in case, yeah.
Just in case. Using the vertical space here. He's also using the horizontal or the depth here. He goes front to back. This is
CA glue.
Yeah. I mean, this is Tony.
What did they say? America's Funniest Home Videos give that man the $10,000.
Yeah, I think we're closing in on it here. We're definitely closing in on it. Here we go. Oh, Robert Wachowski. Haven't been working much on trains, but got around to cleaning up the workbench. Ooh, better make that dirty. But hey,
he spent all his time cleaning up the workbench.
Yeah.
No wonder he hasn't got time for trains.
I can't wait to see what he comes up with this winter. He's got some cool freelance stuff that he does. Really like it. So good luck, Robert. Look forward to seeing projects on that bench. Mike Christensen, this is my workbench. Oh, look at this. This is
more like multiple workstations.
I was going to say it's set up for multiple projects.
Yeah, he's got cabinets too,
and he's got cabinets, and he doesn't. Go ahead, Rel.
If you go up top there, just above that roll, look at trains on the wall.
Trains on the wall, yeah. Look at that beauty. This is good. He's got pop bottles there, paint. There we got boxes. I'm gonna guess there's some unfinished projects in here. Got some new rolling stock or locomotives there coming in. We got the radio. We got the TV, the searchlight, and then just good utilization of space.
I don't know, Andy. It's gonna be a photo finish.
It is. It's getting close. It's going to be neck and neck here. Dwight Anderson. Here we go. We got taco sauce in the picture here, like legit taco sauce. This is amazing. But Dwight is doing the modern Milwaukee Road, Iowa division, and these I guess we'll call them freelance locos are really turning out nice.
I like the white one.
You do. Let's go back. The Hiawatha one's
nice.
cool. Yeah, the white does a great job.
Love me some good Hiawatha.
Nice.
Yeah, and taco sauce bonus points for real taco sauce too. So this one's up there. Good work, Dwight. All right, Tom Klimzak. This is just a pretty picture of a Rock Island wagon unit. It's nice. There it is again with bi-level cars on it. It's awesome.
Look at the track work.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this crossing with all the detail in it.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Isn't that cool?
Wow.
Well done, Tom. Dennis Carroll. Whoa. Matt Medium. We got projects working on here. Scratch building.
Got toilet paper too. That counts for something.
Is that toilet paper? Oh,
That is
yeah.
toilet paper.
Mm. Well, when it gets heavy, it's, you know, it's good stuff. Keep us posted on. Yeah, is he using it on the roof? What's going on here?
It gives the roof texture. If you do it right, gives the roof texture.
I'll be damned. Pardon my French.
Okay, he
That's
went up a
awesome.
point.
Yeah, we're gonna need to understand this one, Otter Creek and Rio Grande. We'll need to know what you're doing there, Dennis.
Yeah.
Well, he has a YouTube channel, right? He shows a lot of stuff on his YouTube channel. A great YouTube channel.
I spent a bunch of time with him last night going back and forth on weathering points.
Oh, yeah?
He said he copied a whole bunch of stuff down when I did my show, and then he lost the points. He lost what he wrote down. I said, well, you know where to find me.
And you can rewatch the show, too.
That's true, too.
Randy Relander, he was on the show this evening.
He was on the show this evening.
Yeah, he's working on his, he's in the camper at the Grand Casino Hinckley RV Resort working on the roof of his N-scale Grand Rapids, Minnesota Depot scratch build kit or scratch build project. Whew.
Did you notice when he flipped that over tonight? He's doing all the rafters as well.
Yes.
All of them. And that's an N scale.
That is a feat and a half. And part of the Twin Cities division, who put on the Crossing Gate podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another good bit of model railroad content. Thomas Austin, this guy is going to be doing the whole Mopac roster from the looks of it. Athearn GP50, Mopac 3521, I-Spy scale sound. Looks like an ESU decoder there.
Attaboy. That's how we do.
That's how we do?
That's how we do, man.
That's how we do. Oh, awesome. All right, and here's the shell on top of it looking good.
Yep.
No dynamics. Eric Rissman. Hey, look at this. This is just a picture of what's going on around the layout cap, second section on the screen. Very clean workbench. Ooh. Tools spread about, but we got a project off to the side here. Couple projects. And the cat down there at the bottom. Look at that.
Nice.
Well done, Eric.
That was a nice pegboard. Yeah.
Todd Stevens here, looking at a nice ICG caboose. Wondering if that's one of those new tangent deals.
It's been.
It looks like it. I've got one that looks pretty much like it.
Yeah.
And they are beautiful.
Are they?
Oh yeah.
Here we go.
Nice.
Radisson McGuire, new DODX load. It's like something that my company builds there in the front. Old FMTV. Spent plenty of time on those. Sly Cash. Ooh, here we go. Scratch building a transformer and N scale tonight. Great show tonight. Well, thanks, Sly. Like the no spillum devices you have there. That's good. Taco sauce. Dirty. He also has rings of despair here on his cutting board. rings of frustration. Let's see what else we have here. Chris here with former leaser covered hopper repainted for the Illinois Midland. He showed that tonight, or showed a version of one. That was cool. He does some nice stuff. Good to see him back on the show. Neil Erickson.
Nice.
It's pretty but interesting nonetheless. Man, he's got some stuff going on here. Is this a
another rubber gauger? This guy.
Rubber gauger, yeah.
Yep.
Is that steam proto throttle he's working on?
Okay, I'm sorry, folks. What is a rubber gauger?
Ooh, rubber gauger.
I'm just asking.
Mike's not here anymore.
I think Mike might have
multiple gauges.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
so
you.
you may have N scale, HO, and S scale, or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. Ralph hit the nail on the head. So yeah, multiple scales. Like I tell people that I have stuff in HO, American Double O, Lionel O gauge, Lionel standard gauge, and I even play with 12 inches equal cell foot scale.
A little bit of everything.
Scala, they call it over here.
Yeah, rubber gauger. Sean Hoppert, he was early guest on the show. He's got a coupler and decoder upgrades installation. Christmas came early, and it's about time for some reviews. Sean's got a YouTube channel as well, Sean's Trains, I believe. And make sure to check him out. He's building a layout. He's doing some cool stuff in the hobby. Let's see. Video here. All right, let's see. Paul I'm going to botch this name. Am I getting feedback here from someone? Let's see. Wonder who it is. All right. So it looks like we got a blurry picture here from Paul. Is it Mail-it? Looks like he's got a yard started here. Not so bad.
Yeah, nice
Here
lap.
we go. Yeah, here we go. Now we're talking. So we got looks like we got a little workshop scene going on here with the gondola. Looking good. Peter Tillman still building trees. Peter, I got some. If you need to send some built trees, to someone, I'll take them because I got about 300 to put behind me. I'm looking forward to that project.
Also.
Yeah. Well done, Peter. Peter Moyle. Ooh, greetings all. I'm finishing up the modifications to my Pico BR95 steam locomotive. I had to turn down all the wheel flanges to run it on Code 83 track. Then install the WOW Sound steam decoder. It will be pulling an excursion train on the Penn D'Oreal and Western. Very nice.
I got to find out how he did that.
How he turned down the flanges?
Yeah. I have a Rivarossi Y6B that I want to run, and a cab forward, and I can't because of the pizza cutter wheels.
Yeah.
He's got power tools in the back there too, for when things get kind of gnarly. I'm wondering if those came into play while grinding down those flanges.
I'd say there's a good possibility.
Phil Aloco here. Ooh, we got a local on the workbench. There we go. Side frames pulled off. Looks like we're doing some surgery here. Looking good.
Was that a Kansas City Southern hopper, or was
yes,
that
it was.
Yeah.
or was it the
We can go
NMRA
back.
one?
Let's take a quick peek.
Southern Bell.
Yeah, but the convention car was just like that.
Was it?
Yeah, that's KCS.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And here we go, Phil, with another picture coming in. Looks like his layout has expanded to his workbench. This is interesting concept. It's kind of taking a page out of Mike's playbook.
Well, except for my workbench was never a workbench. It was the layout originally.
It was the layout, and look at that. And we've made it to the end.
I put one in today. Where did it go?
Well, did you put it under my post?
I put it under your post.
I don't.
Okay.
I'll have to go back. Let's take a quick peek.
Ralph, I saw something you posted on just like on the group itself.
Just a random. Was it just a random?
And I put that. I put the hashtag on it.
No, this is not what we're looking for. Let's see. Getting spicy here on the second section there. Girls walking around.
After hours.
Yeah, second section after dark.
Don't worry about it. Don't waste.
No, it's there. There it is.
Where is it? Here? This is Timothy Mercer. That's me.
It's a shot of my workbench.
It's a shot of the workbench. Here's Sean's trains. We talked about that earlier. There's Clark with just some beautiful modeling. Here we are, Ralph. Here we are. There's the J.
Yep.
Very nice. Taco sauce. Oh, cool. You got the little figurine over here, too.
That's for
some
my
boxes.
motorcycle. That's my side project.
Yeah. Very good. Very good, Ralph. And thanks for coming on tonight. So we got a double winner here. What do we think? Let's go back to what's on our workbench. Maybe John Garvin? There's some doozies in here. Tony was high in the running there. Tony Dixon.
I saw the guy with all the plastics up on the wall.
Yeah, that one I really like because I've been trying to think of how I can organize all my evergreen like that.
Yeah, there you go.
So here's Mike.
That one.
Mike Christensen.
Yeah.
This is a good one. This is up in the running, and I think Tony Dixon, are the two we're going to vote on tonight. Let me see if I can pull Tony's up one last time.
The Evergreen Warehouse.
The Evergreen Warehouse. That's right. Let's see. This is it right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Tony's going to take the taco, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what is that? What is that? Is that like a bong or a flashlight?
Whatever it takes to get the results.
That's what you put the locomotive shells on to paint them.
That's there for when you drink out of the Rust-Oleum can instead of the Dr. Pepper.
That's right.
I'm sorry. That's the first thing I thought when I saw it. I just couldn't help.
I mean, hey, anything's possible in this day and age, man.
Tony,
in Canada, right?
Correct. Over.
Congratulations, Tony. You took the prize tonight. Send me a direct message, and we'll get you your prize for winning what's on your workbench. With the Brew with the Crew edition. So that was really good, guys. Thank you for the participation. That was super, super awesome. So I'm going to bring everyone back here before we tie down for tonight. I just want to say, first and foremost, thank you to everyone on the call this evening who participated and who's been with us since we started. It's been a fantastic ride here at the second section. I can't thank you guys enough for the support and all the the good comments and feedback and all that type of stuff. So truly appreciate it. If you haven't yet, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and check us out on Facebook as well. Join the community. It's a lot of fun. So does anyone here on the panel this evening got any final comments or things they want to say before we tie down for tonight?
It was an awesome show. I was honored.
It was
to
a
be
great
on.
show.
Thank you
Absolutely.
very much.
Yeah. Do you guys think we should do more of these?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, especially on the weekend because I'm not at work.
There we go.
In other words, on Saturday for
Saturday night?
And
Sunday
it's
for
not
Marty.
the middle of
Sunday
the morning. Like
Sunday
the
morning for
NMRA
Marty.
dragged me out of bed at 4 o'clock in the morning when they want a meeting. So
Okay. Well, then we'll make a habit of this. This was a lot of fun to get some fresh faces on the show tonight, and congratulations to all of our winners. Anyone else got anything they want to add before we close up shop tonight?
Yes, you and Mike still keep kicking butt. Keep doing it.
Yeah.
Just, I like to use the A word, but I don't know if I can do it on here. So, but seriously.
Yeah, we almost had some naughty girls come up on the workbench, so you're okay to say it.
But seriously, I really can't wait for the next shows, and yeah, and it's a never ending thing because there are more and more model railroaders to come and more people to find to have on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a group of guys that I talk to on Tuesday nights, and the first question when we start our little group chat is second section on tonight, so we know when to stop our
When to
little
quit.
chat and then jump over to the second section and cause problems. And there's a few of the guys on that Tuesday night chat that I have that I would love to get them on to be participants for the second section. Of course, already one of them you've had on the show a few times.
Jim?
Tom Klomoski.
Oh, Tom Klomoski, yeah.
There's a good friend of his that Tom Holly. He's a retired Norfolk Southern engineer, and when you throw up a picture of a Paducah rebuilt Jeep 10, and he'll start calling that engine a baby doll, and just remembering all the good times with the older equipment.
Yeah, Tom's reached out a handful of times. It'd be fun to get him on the show.
Yeah, he'd be a good guy to have, and he's got some really good stories.
Yeah.
And another guy that would also be good is Father Tim Olderhaven. He's really good with 3D printing, and
really,
he's been 3D printing a lot of really interesting freight cars. He's also a member of the Wisconsin and Michigan modular railroad layout.
Oh, one of my favorites.
Yep.
Cool. And anyone else want to get the last save rounds in before we close up tonight?
No, I managed to finish off my locomotive. It's ready to go on the layout. Thanks to you guys keeping me company.
Well, Ralph, thank you again for being a participant. You've been on the show twice, done clinics for us. Big part of the the group.
And Ralph's really good because if you start a podcast 15 minutes early, you can always hit the reset button on Ralph and you'll go back to the beginning again.
Tell him the story. Tell him the full story, Marty.
Well, the very first NMRAX we started off doing, we got online and I said to everybody, it's all running through my little Dell computer here on the other side of the world. I said it's going to last about 5 minutes before it falls over. So I just started off, and Gordy was having a go at me going, you're 15 minutes early, you're 15 minutes early. And I said, we'll just let Ralph run till the top of the hour, and then we'll ask him to reset again, and we'll start from the beginning of the clinic again. So it was just a trial to see if anybody was actually watching. And they were. We had all these complaints about it. You started. You're not meant to start till the top of the hour. So I just interrupted Ralph and said, listen, can you move that PowerPoint back to PowerPoint slide number 1 and start again? And like a true professional, he rolled it back. Off we went.
I think the NMRAX is probably one of the most positive things the NMRA has done recently, and I'm glad to see them still doing it occasionally in that.
Yeah,
Mike?
it's going to have a slight change shortly, so there'll be a bit of a different NMRAX coming out.
Yeah, Mike, you were around when we were complaining about the magazine that came out from NMRA. Not saying it's the greatest magazine, but you had to pay for it, and you paid quite a bit for it.
Yep.
Now you get it with your membership.
Yep. No, and that's Gordy and the committee and that on the national level has done some really great things, and I applaud them for all the great work they're doing. So keep up the work, guys. It's well worth it.
Yep. Well, bit of a change here and there.
Mr. Slater, Mike Slater,
Yes.
correct? Okay. Was your desk shown tonight? Because what I'm seeing in the background.
Yeah, that's the layout. I actually, it wasn't that bad, but with me doing 3D printing, I got my extra 3D printing vat, and I bought some brass models, so I've been putting decoders in them. And so there's some clutter. I need to clean it off and get actually back on the scenery work.
Well, that's not going to give you a win.
He's already got a win.
Yeah, I got a win.
He's on the wall of fame.
Yeah, I'm on the wall of shame.
Fame. Fame. You said that wrong, Mike.
and I'd like to mention one guy's just snuck in here down the bottom. Gary, he's the I got the privilege of seeing his layout last weekend at the convention, and I tell you what, he well deserved the awards that he got. But Gary, I'd have to say, is the king of urban modeling. He can make an urban scene look dirty and natural, and yeah, you need to have a good chat with him, Andy.
Oh, we've had Gary on the show, haven't we?
Have you?
Yeah, I remember that show.
Oh, look, there's me going on for Pratt Whitney for nothing then.
I remember this for the Saturday morning show here in Australia, Marty.
Sorry, mate?
That was our first Saturday show we had here in Australia. I think Mike and Andy held it on a Friday night.
Oh, that's pretty why I missed it on a Friday. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that was a fun show, and exquisite modeling. You're just really, really good, and we learned a ton, and that's been one of our best shows to date, in my opinion. So thanks, Gary.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So
anyone else? Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, Andy, to you and Mike, it has been a shining light, let's say that, in the hobby, to have a number of podcasts. This, to me, being number one.
Yes.
Compared to some of the others. What the heck? I'm not going to get in trouble for saying it because it's true. And I enjoyed being on it.
Well,
the visual aspect adds a lot, and just the great teamwork that the two of you have. You know, like I participate a lot with Model Rail Radio. You know, not plugging it, but having the video is a big difference, and being able to actually see what a person's working on.
Yeah.
Or even talking about it.
Yeah. And I will. What's Daryl?
Okay, that's my workbench.
There we go. We got to get Daryl up here. We got a bag of undisclosed goodies in there.
He's using the layout.
We got some layout activity here.
Yep.
We got the engineer's cap. That is a really good touch.
Yep.
I love this. He's using the vertical on the layout. Good use of the vertical space. Well done, Daryl.
Yeah, I mean, I just had to remove some stuff that would not go well on YouTube.
Okay, fair enough. It's right up there with what's on your workbench with the girls that came out.
It's called reference photos.
Sure. Well, I just want to say real quick, thank you, Ralph, for the kind words. We do this. Mike and I do this because we absolutely love it, and we love the aspect where we get to show and not just tell, and the interaction that we get to have with every one of you guys on the shows or in the chats or whatever, even in the direct messages that we get. It's fantastic. So you guys are what make it really great. Mike and I are just kind of the MCs, but you guys bring it all together. So hats off to the section crew. We wouldn't be here without you guys. So thank you.
Good stuff, man.
You're welcome.
Yep.
Anyone else want to add anything before we adjourn for this evening?
I'll add something a little. The bong, as you thought on my workbench, is actually 3/4 of an S-scale water tower.
Oh, okay.
That I'm 3D printing.
I was going to call it too. I was going to say it looks like a water tower.
Yeah, I got a 4-inch column still to sneak in underneath, and I got the top of the globe to put on top of the tower. It's going to be like 36 inches tall when it's done.
Yeah, I see a lot of things, my friend, and that's just what I thought when I first saw it. Like, okay, I would give that guy the winner.
Yeah. And the styrene, I'll tell you, I should have. If I knew how to turn the camera around on my phone and show you, I'll just turn the phone on. You guys joking about the styrene? I think I got a couple $1,000 worth of evergreen styrene. Kind of.
I'm jealous.
Wow. No, I mean, I definitely you were definitely in my thought for a win for sure.
So, Mike, you were asking how to store yours. Have you seen the rack that Fast Tracks has made for it?
He's probably got one maxed out.
Right now, this is how I set my evergreen. It's just kind of a hot mess.
Mine's in a
That's how I have mine.
Yeah.
You're no different than the rest of us.
Yeah.
We'll have to do a show on.
Tony,
Sure, that's special. Tucked away, so.
Yeah.
And then I buy my smooth styrene by the 4x8 sheet.
Yeah, of course you do.
That makes sense.
Yes, of course
That's
you
a efficient
do.
way to do it.
I just 2 months ago I picked up 4 sheets of it. 060.
Holy crap. Jesus.
And I've already eaten through 2 of them.
Dang.
Wow.
Yeah. My
But I
buddy.
do not have a laser to cut them on.
Wow.
So you're doing that all by hand?
Oh wow.
Jeez, that's impressive. That's
all right.
My buddy before he passed. That's what
I had a building leave. Yeah, I had a building leave here in the last week that had a 24 by 36 inch footprint that was over a foot tall.
Holy jeez.
So.
And in 060, it was probably heavy.
Yeah, it's not light. There you go. Well, Tony, it was really good having you on the show tonight. I'm glad we finally got to connect and get you on, because I know we asked you to come on a while ago and couldn't make her, so it was great having you on tonight. So, and congratulations on the workbench. Joey, thank you for making it tonight. I know you were between places and in a hotel, so appreciate you, the dedication to come on, and I'm glad you got to hang out with us. Same with you, George.
Absolutely.
Thank you again for coming on. Marty, it's good to see you again. And I just absolutely love the Blue Nami clinic that the impromptu Blue Nami clinic we had. Mike, always a pleasure. We'll see you soon, I'm sure. And Daryl, thank you for coming on this evening.
Yeah, thank you for bringing me up.
Yeah, of course. It's I'm gonna have to go back through YouTube library now and start watching and see if we can see some of the progression on your stuff. But it's going to be fun. So if you ever, Gary, you too, thanks for sneaking in late. Appreciate it. So it's been a fun night, long night, but we're going to be doing more of these more often. So again, thank you guys for everything this evening. I appreciate the effort staying with us. We're well past 3 hours. It's another marathon session from us here at the second section, but we are going to be on Tuesday. So this coming Tuesday, we have Boomer Dioramas coming on. You'll want to make sure you get into that one. We're going to do a little bit different of a show with Boomer, maybe live from his layout room. So don't want to miss that. And again, make sure you check us out. I think we're even on Instagram now. So we're on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Check us all out there. And we'll see all of you guys Tuesday.
All right.
That's right.
Sounds
Good night,
good. Thanks
everybody.
for having me on.
Good night.
Thanks, guys.
Good night.
See you later.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.